Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I almost put in this wrong scene. Let me add our YouTube chat over here. Ba-dum. Hi, everybody. How's it going? Hope you're all doing well today. Is today really Monday? It's kind of crazy. Welcome in, Mike. Welcome in, Caprion. Welcome in, Jam. Welcome in, Tower. Welcome in, Youth. Welcome in, Jay. Welcome in, Ebenezer. Hope you're all doing well today. Welcome in, Lurkers. Thank you for good lurk. Hope you were taking care out there. Have you drinking water today? Have you drinking water today? New game. I know, new game. Who this? Tiring. I feel like I just blinked and now we're here. I guess that works out, because now we're streaming. You paused your anime mic to watch an anime live action question mark. I am live action anime. Hi, Me Machine. Welcome in. Hope you're also doing well today. How's it going? It's going pretty well. I feel like I didn't do too much today, but that's okay. I felt like what I did do though is I made myself a good meal for like lunch, brunch. And I was like, wow, look at me go. I washed my dishes right after, clean the air fryer. Wow, wowie. Thank the Lord for me to be able to do the things that were pretty hard to do and now aren't as hard anymore, which is pretty cool. Now we're on a new game. Yeah, this is called Undusted. Letters from the Past. I believe, it's been a long time since I saw the info of this game, is that we're a girl and we help reunite people with the memories or find the memories that were part of objects that were lost or thrown to time. So it's very comfy, cozy game. No kick flips this time around. Hi Flash, welcome in. I'm also doing well today. Welcome, welcome. Keeping hydrated because it's been hot. Oh my gosh, yeah, I haven't even stepped outside. It was cool the other day because it's been like raining a bunch. But I feel like I peek out the window and I'm like, you look kind of hot today. On that note, I will drink water. Alright, let's jump into our game today. Is the volume for the game okay? Try to make sure it was good. When I think of my family home, the first things that come to mind are the glittering lake and the gently sloping hills. After walking through the bustling streets, over the hills along the lakeside, my house and its bright red roof soon came into view. I would chat with Mom and Dad as we passed through the front gate together, and the big lemon tree in the yard would always greet us. For someone like me who lacked courage, maybe all I needed was an excuse, no matter how small. The letter from my aunt was enough. Wow. Dear Adora, long time no see. How have you been? Are you doing all the things you've always wanted to do? Yes, become VTuber. Just kidding. It's been a while since I've heard from you. Come to think of it, the last time we saw each other was at Lily's funeral. I'm sorry to trouble you after all this time, but I can't find the necklace your mother gave me. I'm fairly certain that I left it at your house after one of my visits. I really thought I had lost it for good, you know? I know it's a bit of a hassle, but could you send it to me? It should be in the attic. That's where Lily and I spent most of our time together when I was over. Thank you. Love, your aunt. It's been a long time since I came back. I should tidy up the place. Hi, Bit. Welcome in. Are you doing well today? I suppose now's the right time. For the time being, it's the least I can do. The key. Ah, here it is. It's rusted all over. I have to clean it before I can use it. Tutorial mode of how to clean objects. Probably. I bet it says home underneath. Wow. Use the wheel to zoom. Whoa. Hold right click and drag the mouse to rotate the key. Wow. I have a keyblade. Whee. Hold the mouse wheel. Oh, I see. Click the mouse wheel once to reset. Okay. Select the tool on the left to clean the key. Up. Select. Whoa. I should zoom in so you guys can see this cleaning action. This was just me the other day because I was cleaning the bathroom. Press tab to use. Oh, hints become available. I don't need a hint. I got this. I really actually like cleaning up. It's very cathartic for me. I know that's not the case for everybody. Hi, 0 Days. Thank you for lovely lork. Oh, reaching 99% enable the wrap up button. Finish cleaning by either reaching 100 or by pressing the wrap up button. I feel like it's pretty clean. But the text is on top of the key, so I can't see if there's anything missing at the top. Can't believe this. 99.9.95%. This looks pretty nice. Can't see where the 0.5% would be. Guess we'll just wrap this up. Memories beneath the dust. That was too much dust. God bless you too, youth. You take care out there. When was the last time this place was clean? There's so much dust I can barely breathe. I need to go out to the attic and find that necklace. I wonder, why is it locked? Now I think of it, I've hardly ever been into the attic. Mom was always the one in charge of it. Oh well, I need to clean the rest of the house anyway. The attic key should eventually warm up. Where should I start? Yeah, no mess left behind. The house key has been used in a long time. Dang. Wow, truly. This house has been visited a long time. After being neglected for so long, the house was so heavily laden with dust that I needed a mask to breathe normally. I opened a window and started cleaning out some of the dust. When it was cleaning day, I used to be in charge of the floors. Mom took care of the furniture and Dad handled the windows and all tall places that were out of reach. If I closed my eyes, I could almost hear it all again. The sounds of Mom wiping down the furniture, Dad's humming. While cleaning the living room, I found a dust-covered photo frame on the shelf. Housed inside was our first family photo. Oh, that's nice. Chapter 1, Once Upon a Time. Whoa, clean the item. When we went to take our first family photo, Dad had made a peculiar suggestion. While it wasn't unusual for him to say or do something quirky, none of us saw it coming. Why don't we all wear animal costumes? It'll be Ador's first ever family photo. So let's make it a special and unforgettable experience. He pleaded like a giddy child, arms firmly wrapped around a large costume. Mom let out a deep sigh. Here we go again. That's cute. It was massive. He really loved his jokes and pranks. A complete 180 from Mom. That's cute. We gotta zoom in. It's like those photos that people make nowadays. Like the first baby photos. I remember someone making like their little kid into a dumpling or into a Pokemon. We never ended up wearing costumes like he wanted to. Oh, that's cute. Kind of reminds me of those channels that they find old stuff and then they and then they bring it back to life. Like people who like clean carpets. Or what is it? They remake posters too. Okay, this is where we get a hint. Oh, I thought it would actually physically tell us a hint. We're almost there. We did it! Bunny ears. It's cute. Honey, don't you think there's a reason why people take more traditional photos? Because they couldn't come up with anything creative? Are you serious? Can't we just take a normal picture? But, Adora, look at this! What a cute cat! Oh, so you're only trying to talk Adora into your plan now. Our very first family photo together, a seemingly ordinary picture with an amusing story behind it. And so ensued a battle between an unstoppable father and an immovable mother. As always, Mom won, leaving Dad with his shoulders hunched in defeat. That's funny. While Mom was talking to the photographer, I snuck out to Dad and whispered, "Let's wear costumes next time." He only responded with a slight nod. When I looked at the photo afterwards, I saw that he'd given me bunny ears. Hi, Dragon. Welcome in after doing well today. We're going down memory lane as we unscrub all the dust. Mom noticed shortly afterwards and gave Dad a light rap on the head. But this year, Dad liked triumph on his face sent us all into a fit of laughter. It's a good photo. Perfect. When I was young, Mom often told me it was dangerous to go into the kitchen or attic alone. But the more someone told me not to do something, the more I wanted to do it. One day when Mom and Dad were out, I excitedly went to the kitchen to examine the cupboard that was just barely within reach. My heart was pounding as I opened the cupboard. There were so many beautiful porcelain teacups, and I took out the one that I thought was the prettiest. Suddenly, the front door was open with a creak, and someone was back. It's the sound of the porcelain breaking on the floor. Crash! The teacup slipped out of my hands. The sharp sound of shattering porcelain froze me in place. I heard my mom urgently calling my name. When she came into the kitchen and saw what happened, her face froze. Oh no! Thanks, honey. I appreciate it. And hi, Freya. Welcome in. Hope all's doing well today. Her face was so pale and stern. I had never seen her look like that before. It seems like we broke her favorite cup. It's so sad. I remember I had taken a bracelet from my mom and I lost it and she was so sad. And I felt so bad about it because I was just a kid and I was like, I wanted the bracelet and I took it without permission and then I ended up losing it and it was so sad. I felt so bad as a kid. You don't understand the consequences to stuff until it actually happens. I was like, no, I hurt my mom's feelings. It's so sad. Just because I thought it looked cool. I'm sure if I asked her for it, she would have given it to me or something. Sometimes kids learn from their mistakes. Yeah, that's true. Because I was like, oh, I should do that again. What's this symbol? It must have some kind of meaning. Aha! Get into the little crevices right here. Yeah, it's like when we were talking to our pastor. He was like, you never have to teach children how to sin. They just know how to do it. And I was like, dang, true. He was like, if you ever want to see sin unfold, you just leave 2 toddlers with 1 toy. And see the chaos ensue. Let me use this other one. Oh, it's coming up? Okay. We're gonna pause. Everyone, hold your horses. Hold your Usume horses. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my food. BRB. Oops. Thank you for waiting. Food has arrived. Woohoo! I've only eaten one meal a day. Because I woke up late. Hi, Rabbit. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. We're going down memory lane. Sometimes kids learn... Oh, I read that. Wouldn't it be nice if kids could get along? I know. I always hope that when we have kids, that, you know, hope they can make good friends and, you know, learn and grow. You know? Teaching them to be good friends. The best they can as children. Thank you. Thought you were gonna say hold your breath. Dang, imagine how long. I don't even remember how long I was gone. That would have been a long time to hold your breath. Be too long. Oh, okay. I think I need my toothbrush. Oh yeah, Rabbit, you were. That's great. A lot of people I saw were like, not that too much, but I was like, dang. A lot of people are like, I didn't get the Steam controller. That's probably why I thought, like, when you're like, oh, it's having trouble, I was like, oh. After I saw other people being like, I didn't get it. I was like, oh, it's probably just the overwhelming website. But glad you did get it when you were like following up that you got it after all. I was like, yeah, let's go. Oh yeah, at the podlog mentioning the communities I was in, someone mentioned how I'm doing good work here and others' communities. Aw, that's nice. I think it is a good reminder. Sometimes we do a lot of good work and then we don't give ourselves any credit for it. And it's a good reminder, you know, to give yourself a pat on the back. Wow, look at that. The tiniest. Hi, Thunder. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome. Well, Mom, sorry. I didn't mean to break it. Dora, are you okay? Are you hurt anywhere? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to listen to you and even broke one of the teacups. It's okay, Adora. Everything's okay as long as you aren't hurt. No, that's true. A porcelain teacup that is barely intact. One of my mom's most treasured possessions. Ding. Hi, Diddle. Also welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. I grabbed some food so we'll probably pause periodically every so often so I can eat. After giving me a big hug, she started to carefully gather the shards of the porcelain in silence. I still couldn't forget how she had looked at the broken teacup. The next day, I secretly retrieved the shards from the trash and clumsily glued everything back together. Then I returned the fragile teacup to its place in the cupboard, hoping that Mom would feel better after seeing it. When Mom discovered the teacup later, she murmured, "This is a much more fitting appearance." I didn't understand why, but her smile looked bitter. Aw, man. Maybe it wasn't actually a good thing. Like a good cup memory for her, I guess. What are we doing? Sorry, we did. We're unlocking memories by cleaning stuff up. It seems that our mom passed away, and I don't know how old our main character Adora is and what's up with her dad, but it seems like our aunt is like, could you go find this necklace that I left with your mom in the attic? And so we're now back at our home, I guess our like original home, and cleaning stuff up and walking down memory lane. I heard it's a very good and wholesome game. Scheduling with people and stuff we talked about is becoming a challenge, but I just have to leave it to God. That's true. I feel like in godly timing, things work out in the way that should. Kind of like after stream the other day, I took out my trash, and I was like, man, I should have taken it out earlier. But in godly timing, I was able to see some, like, really nice bugs at night. And see the night sky. It was also nice and windy. And also, two of my neighbors in my apartment were able to help me with the trash. And I was like, wow, in godly timing. Part of me is always like, maybe you should be like this. But God shows, like, actually, it's gonna be like this. Hi, Spiral King. Welcome in. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like banana. May the 4th be with you. It feels like a haiku. But I totally forgot that today was May 4th. I just looked at the calendar. Didn't occur to me. There was no Star Wars in my blood. Mom loved writing with fountain pens. No matter how long the letter or document, whenever I asked if it was tiring to write so much by hand, she would always say, it's difficult, but it's worth it. Mom had a routine before writing. First, she'd sit at her desk with perfect posture, then she'd neatly lay out a fresh piece of paper. Finally, she'd select one ink bottle from her collection and gracefully dip the nib of her exquisite fountain pen. I loved watching this process, so I used to quickly sit beside her whenever she took up her pen. Watching her fill empty sheets of paper with her handwriting imparted a special feeling I couldn't experience anywhere else. You forgot your Star Wars shirt today, Caprion? Dang, looks like the 4th is not with you. No, I'm just kidding. It's not too late! The day is still young. Guess I still love Star Wars despite what happened to me last year. You know, you could always... I like how, you know, things can always be redeemed. And if you feel like you could still like Star Wars despite things happening, I think that's pretty good. She had so many inkwells, sometimes I'd spend half a day just looking at them all. I don't think she used this one very often. Hi Pro, welcome in. God bless you. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you for good work. Oh. Zoom. Enhance. Oh wow, the bottle's blue. I definitely thought it was gonna be like neon green for some reason. Yeah, it's a cleaning game with memories. I guess we're deciding to also like clean the house. Oh, it becomes at 80%. I see. I see. I'm just seeing. That's, you know, I think it's important to think about things that you like and don't like. Because sometimes, either just in general, people around us or the groups that we hang in, sometimes it feels like you have to like something when in reality you don't actually like that thing. I think that's different of like, you know, if you give something a chance that someone recommends, I think that's good. But you shouldn't force yourself to like something or force yourself to dislike something, either because someone told you it or almost like pressured like a group of like, oh, we all not like this thing, that means you too should not like this thing or something, you know? That's just advice I've learned for myself over the years of, or so many years of being a people pleaser. Sometimes you like things because other people like things. Or you feel like you have to not like stuff and like stuff. But it's cool to have some good reflection to sit down and be like, what do I actually like and what do I not actually like? What glows in the dark. Nice. Only in the darkest of nights can you discover the star hidden within. Luis. That's a quote from Mom's favorite writer. Why is it written on here? Because it's a limited edition ink. Dad and I were still university students, so it took him a lot of hard work to buy it. But it looks new. Is it because you don't want to waste it? Adora, let me show you something. If you write with this ink and then turn off the lights, can you see the words glowing? The darker the room is, the brighter the ink shines. Oh, wow! To adore Lily and Ash's beloved daughter, you need to eat a variety of foods to grow big and strong. But I hate carrots. If you become brave enough to finish your carrots, I'll give you a fountain pen as a present. That's good incentive to finish your the carrots. A special ink that glows in the dark, a quote from a famous writer, is displayed on the label. That's cool. I remember invisible ink. I had a Doctor Who pen that was the whole thing you wrote in it, and then you needed the Doctor Who pen to go, and then boom, it was there. I adored fountain pens, so it was an irresistible offer. Mom looked into my awestruck eyes and said, "Do you know why I love fountain pens? Because you can learn about someone through their handwriting." Wow. Even if I wrote something without much thought behind it, I learned more about myself after reading those words. She gently closed the inkwell. For some reason, after that day, I never saw her use a fountain pen again. Oh no. Oh yeah, I'm glad that we could give you some what is it? Recommendations from the Discord. Good animes being pitched left and right. Achieving happiness. Dad absolutely loved music. Whenever he could, he'd be humming or playing various instruments. He told me that he used to be in a children's choir and that he had joined a band during his university days. Whenever he returned home from work, he'd sing a little song he composed titled, "Dad Loves Coming Home." Mom would always warn him about disturbing the neighbors, but she could never mask her smile. Thanks to Dad, music enriched every dimension of our lives. Husky, where's this? The first line always made me laugh. What was it again? "You can't hold me back, I'm free. No one can ever stop me." Was that it? "No one could ever stop me. Dad loves coming home." Whoa. I thought those were flowers on top, and I thought I definitely broke it. I was like, oh my gosh. It's just dustier dust. My favorite ocarina of turtle. My favorite children's toy. I used to have an ocarina time in college. So I was like, oh, I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to learn how to do the... And then I never did. And then I gave away the ocarina. So sad. I don't even think I actually used it. I think it just was too overwhelming to do all the things. Akatoris. True. Twiggy! Hi, Twiggy! Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. I know this turtle's so cute. I like that it's a little ocarina. Is that what the instruments are called? originally? Are they all called ocarinas, or only in Legend of Zelda they're called ocarinas? This almost looks like a face. The little two eyes, little face, little. Thank you for giving Twiggy a shout out. Twiggy's so cute and so cool. You should all go check out Twiggy. Melinda confirmed. Hi Conrad. Also welcome in. Happy and blessed Monday to you. I almost said happy Sunday again. I am doing pretty well. We might pause here in just a moment just so I can finish eating. Because I know it'll get cold. Woo! I'm pretty sure it was this community that made me go, fine, I guess I'll try watching Freyren, and it was awesome. I'm glad! Freyren is awesome! It is an ocarina, IRL? I wasn't sure. Sometimes real things get cooler names in video games. Scrubby, scrub, 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 scrub. You're cool, Twiggy. No takebacks. I'm vibing. I hope you guys are also doing well. Yeah, we're doing pretty good. Feel like I didn't do too much today, but that's okay. You know what? A slow, Sabbathy kind of Monday. Not so bad. I'm just saying hi before I need to go get some dinner and do some more work. Oh, well, I hope you have a nice dinner. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoy your meal. Hope you get your work done. All the good things. You start? Oh, that's right. You do start your French classes, Thunder. Wow, it's really? Summer classes already begin that fast? I mean, I guess in different areas, they're all different schedules. Where is the leftover grime? Oh, on the feetsies. Ocarina of Turtle is going to a fancy party. We have to make sure he's clean. How he's going to play in the king's court if he's a dirty little turtle. Ocarinas have been around a long time, back in the 12,000 years. I remember when the first ocarina was made. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not that old. Would it be a Sabbath Monday for me since I work weekdays? Yeah, me too. I feel like there's just a nice slowdown. There was commotion because orientation and stuff schedule was all kind of like wonky. It's not our office is kind of fault, but you know, it's always like people who aren't part of stuff is like, yeah, let's make the schedule, and then everyone's like, we hate this schedule. It's okay. All things will work out in God's will and timing. May is the starting month for summer semester. You were so right, Thunder. You were so right. I forgot that you could do that in May. Summer always throws me off because there's different sections in summer. Either you can have a full-time summer coursework, or you can have like first, second, or third, or something like that. Something like that. Adora, I'm done! After my hit single, Dad Loves Coming Home, my newest release. Dad Loves The Weekend! Dad, you sure you're not a kid too? Haha, you got me! Since my secret's out, how about a song? Where did I put my ocarina? He said the word! Dad, if you love music so much, why did you become an accountant? Music and accounting are completely different. That's a good question, Adora. You see, I love music, but it doesn't mean that I can live without it. Or I can't live without it. On the other hand, I get itchy if I don't work with numbers for even a single day. To achieve happiness, it's not about doing what you want, it's about doing what you can't live without. When you find something like that, you'll understand exactly how I feel. Wow, thank you for your sick knowledge, Dad. There's a May and June, warming up summer, and then there's July and August. Summer. A cute turtle-shaped ocarina. Dad often played his own songs on it. Oh, that's sweet. Dad then started to joyfully play his ocarina. His face was that of a man who had everything he needed to be happy. I suddenly grew curious and asked, Then what can't you live without? He replied, Lily and Adora, that's why I'm the happiest man in the world. He then declared that his next song would be named Dad is Super Duper Happy. Despite my laughter, I couldn't wait to hear the next release in his Dad series. I often found myself humming his songs and his words stayed with me. Would I also find something I couldn't live without? Oh, that's cute. See, I thought these were flowers. They're basically just like mushrooms growing on it. A kitty! One day on our way home, we came across a cute kitten, crying by its lonesome. I couldn't bear to leave it there by itself, so I begged my parents to let me bring it back with us. Without hesitation, Dad started brainstorming ways to lure the kitten. Should we get some food as bait? How about foxtail grass? Maybe a cardboard box. Dad and I excitedly exchanged ideas, but after a few minutes, we realized that Mom hadn't said a single word. And our little kitty. Oh! Kitty bank. Dad really had the heart of a child. Instead of stopping me, he joined right in. Whoa, we got a new cleaning item. Don't worry, kitty. Don't worry, Mr. Kitty. We will make sure you are properly fit for the ball tonight. Now this one is actually super satisfying. Whee! Nice. I wonder if this glass? Oh, never mind. JK, it is a plush. I need one of these for my plushies. Not like my plushies are super dirty, but something about this is pretty satisfying. Grab all the dust. Every time we gotta move it. Cute. I remember I had this bear. It was so sad because it was pretty okay. It was decent. And I found it and I was like, I'm gonna hold on to this bear forever so I could give it to my own children. And one of our pets ended up destroying it, which was so sad. After finding it after so long, I was like, wow, this bear's pretty okay. That pet's destroyed it. And it was no longer okay. My mom told me I had to throw it out. I was like, no, it's just a brown bear. It started cute and ended sadly. You had me in the first half. Chosen! Thank you for the 7th stream streak. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. We are cleaning this cat. Very satisfying. Yeah. Because of the way, like, the animation, it makes it feel like this cat had so much dirt on it. I mean, I guess it was in a house for so many years. So much dust. Hi, Lester. Welcome in. Hope you're also doing well today. We need to get to a Steam. Oh, cleaner for all the plushies you win at the crane games. Ha 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 ha. True. I mean, we did put a Steam cleaner on our wedding registry. We'll be able to clean all our little guys. I don't think we're ready to own a cat. We don't know how to properly care for one, and we don't have any cat food or supplies. How can we care for it if we can't fulfill its needs? But Lily, aren't you being a little bit too serious? Of course having a pet's a huge responsibility, but Adora can learn how to be responsible by taking care of it, and we can buy whatever supplies we need. What if its mother is still around? We might be taking a child from its parent. But she could have been abandoned. That isn't something we know for sure. No means no, Adora. Thanks, honey. But actually, in reality, my husband is the one that wins more plushies. I have gotten better, that's for sure. That's good. I'm glad that you called your pastor, Alistair. I think that's important to reach out for help when you're feeling troubled. I was so upset that after we returned home, I slammed my door shut and refused to leave my room. That evening, Dad came over and gave me a stuffed animal. He was soft, fluffy, and looked like the kid from before. Ma bought this for you, but she didn't know how to give it to you. The softness of the plushie mollified the sadness in my heart. A few days later, I saw the same kid in the same spot. This time, though, it was with another cat, with a matching coat. Its mother's. Mom was right. If I had taken the kitten home, I couldn't help but feel ashamed. Hi, Mama Hades. Welcome, man. Hope you're doing well today. A discreet apology. I wonder if that would work for kids if they want pets. It's like, okay, well, we're gonna buy you a fake plushie of said animal, either a dog or cat, and then you're gonna have to pretend to feed it, to clean it, to walk it, to see, like, to test all the responsibilities. Because everything in a concept is like, oh, that would be so nice and so cool. But then in reality, you're like, oh, this is actually a lot of work. Okay, we'll clean one more item and then we'll pause for a few minutes so I can eat. My hometown was always too warm for snow. If any snow did happen to fall, it would melt as soon as it touched the ground. Things like snowball fights and snowmen only exist in TV shows and fiction. Some of my childhood wishes included leaving footprints in fresh white snow, making snow angels, and building a huge snowman. There's somewhere in Texas, I've seen it as a video or like something floating around years ago, that at some kind of university, or maybe it's not Texas, I don't even know. It's somewhere. It's some university that they decided to buy like this snow machine. And then they would build out snow for their students. And then they would just have a snow day. And I was like, that's cool. Probably a lot of money. But if the school can afford it, I guess. I was like, what a way to end the semester. By having a snow day. Heard those home ec baby assignments are often designed to be impossible if you do the doll. Luckily, I just had to take care of a flower baby. Oh my gosh. I forgot about the whole go take care of a baby when you like home ec thing. I don't think we ever had one of those for myself. I always saw it in like films and movies and it was like one day they're gonna have me a baby doll, and then they never did. Hi Emerald, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. When we finally had time for a family trip, I begged to go somewhere with an abundance of snow. That's nice. Oh, a souvenir. And that's how we ended up having a snowy vacation. Thanks to that, I got to check off a lot of things on my bucket list. Thank you, Mama Hades, for a 3-stream streak. You're a bit stressed? Have you prayed about it, Emerald? Oh, actual flowers actually started growing on stuff. That's crazy. I think that's a good first step to think about. That's good. I think that's a good first step. Because sometimes we can get pretty stressed and then we don't pray. And then we spend more time thinking about the what ifs than the even ifs that the Lord can provide. Hopefully you watching the stream can take a little bit of the stress out. Maybe I'll use the oh wow, the gold. That was not gold, that's actually just mold, probably. You want to pray over your food but you keep forgetting? I think after you've forgotten, even if you've forgotten, you can still pause and still give thanks to your food. I have been doing that a lot better, praying before I eat. Just something about it, like you get to thank the Lord for your provision, have good gratitude for the things that you do own, The food that you can eat. And you can also just pray for the day. I understand it takes some time to relax when I'm stressed out. Yeah, me too. I like to get comfy. Or I'll call Vice. Or if I'm too overwhelmed. Wow. I'll just get all comfy. Watch some anime. Even when I do pray, I still think about what ifs. But unless permitted, I'll not continue conversation because Twitch etiquette. Because, it's kind of like trauma dumping. Yeah, I think it's good to pause there. Mostly because, yeah, Twitch etiquette, you don't want to go too much. You don't want to speak too much about what ifs. It's good to start practicing the even ifs with the Lord. That even if this outcome happens, the Lord still has it in his hands. Even if this is to fall apart. Our God created the universe to come together. If something falls apart, he can put it back together. Make it new. If we're a hot mess, then thank the Lord for being able... Oh, we had a new cleaning item. Whoops. My bad. I didn't even realize. That God is good. Help in all circumstances. Fear says what if, and faith says even if. Exactly. It does take some time though. It's not super easy to just give God everything and trust automatically. But even me being on the end of being able to trust God more, it's like, wow. Truly all the things I was afraid of and anxious of and worried about and things that maybe did unravel, the Lord took all the things and made it for good. So hopefully that can be some good encouragement for today. It's like Philippians 1:6, God didn't bring you this far just to leave you. Also, hi Captain Sammy, welcome in. Ahoy! Hope you're doing well today. I normally pray for safe travels before I head to work and for a good day and week. That's pretty good. Starting the day is pretty good with prayer. The best time that you can do so. Dad, the snow crunches when you step on it, and when you lay down, it's like super soft and fluffy. Really? Then I want to lie down too. Ha, you're right, Adore. It's really soft. I saw on TV that if you wave your arms and legs like this, you can make a huge snow angel. And how about we make some big snow angels to watch over our family? Okay. Marshmallows are ready. You two better eat first or you don't have enough energy to play. Man, s'mores does sound pretty good. Is this a cleaning simulator? It is! But with lore. With memories. We made giant snow angels, built snowmen, and had an all-out snowball fight with no regard for how snow-crusted our clothes became. After it grew dark, we gathered around the fireplace and drank sweet cocoa. Ooh, that sounds so nice. Man, it's not even like cold here, but hot chocolate does sound pretty nice. As the comforting warmth of the fire lulled me to sleep, I could hear Dad humming and Mom turning the pages of her book. On our way home, we bought a snow globe to commemorate all the wonderful memories from our vacation. However, since some time ago, I had deliberately hid the snow globe out of sight. Those warm memories became a source of agony as they reminded me of the days I could never return to. We're not even done. I can feel sad. Be sad. What I dreamed of. Frozen time. Wow. Okay. Let me BRB really quick. I'm just gonna take a few bites of my food before it gets cold. And then if anyone needs to go use the bathroom or grab a snack or anything like that, Feel like a good 5 minutes could be good. Then we'd be back. All right, and break. Thank you for waiting. I had some chicken teddies. Good thing we paused, because Vice also ordered me a small ice cream. Usually when the ice cream gets to my apartment, it's not melted. But when I opened it, it was pretty melted. I was like, egads! I guess we really are at the part of summer where ice cream will melt pretty quickly. I was actually surprised. Usually it doesn't melt that fast. But it melted. I had a little bit and then I put the rest in the freezer so I can have like more solid later. Thank y'all. And thank you, Rabbit, for putting the merch link on. I meant to do that earlier and then I kind of got distracted. But if anyone wants some Vangeli merch, or a little Melly, little Warrior of Hope in your pocket, or on your bag, wherever you go, Kickflip Darkness, you can order it here on our pin link. Yummy food indeed. Even though I was like really hungry, I didn't eat like all of it, which is alright, because if I get hungry after stream, I go yum 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 yum. And then if I don't, I've got food for tomorrow. You got some Peelers gummy candy. Ooh. I don't know if I've ever seen the Peelers brand. I also haven't eaten gummy candies in so long. I was gonna have these sour gummy candies, but I ended up giving it away to a student instead. There might be still more in my office or something somewhere. Yay, Vangeli merch. I know, isn't it crazy? A whole year. Whole year of Vangeli Lumen. Also, hi, Mr. J. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome, welcome. You could put that merch cycle thing on the BRB. Oh, that's so true. I've been meaning to put that in there. My brain has been fried from all the end of the semester stuff. But we're almost there. Got some yummy nummies when I had visited my parents after work. What's a yummy nummy? It sounds so familiar. I had hoped to find the attic key in the living room, but it didn't turn up. I decided to search my room next. It looked exactly as I did on the day I left home. Only a thick layer of dust on everything indicated any passage of time. My focus was drawn to my desk where Dad's pocket watch lay. There used to be a time when its cog still turned and soft ticking could still be heard. When Mom gave Dad this pocket watch, Dad was delighted with the engraved design. A lily, just like Mom's name. Wherever Dad went, so did the pocket watch. Shortly after I started high school, the pocket watch fell silent for good. Dang. Yeah, Caprion understands. I just like work the end of semester stuff, but there's just still so much happening. You're like, Gambare Caprion. Some yummy eggs and beans with jalapenos. With tortillas my mom made for dinner. Ooh, that sounds so nice. Dad, how are you doing? Are you still cracking jokes over there? I don't think I'm doing that well. I wonder where our dad is. Did we lose both parents? Guess we'll find out later. Hi, Zach. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome. You've been cracking out some really amazing art lately. You also went to a Miku concert. I saw that. How was that? I've gone to a fan Miku concert. That was pretty cool. Pocket watches are classy. I used to like try to collect pocket watches when I was a kid because I was like, these are really cool. The only pocket watch that I own now is a pocket watch that my husband gave to me. Thank you, Rabbit, for giving TM a shout out. Or whoever gave the shout out. You went to Miku Expo? It was the best. I would imagine it seemed pretty legit. Pretty cool. Oh, thanks, Rabbit. Hi, Lieutenant. I'm so used to seeing the birdie big next to you. It's the first time it's small. Yeah, you guys are sitting on the table. Don't eat all the snacks at one time. I love was it the glow sticks? I remember there was these girls behind me when I went to the this kind of like fan Miku thing with my friend. And, oh, what does this mean? It's glowing. Oh, because I have to open it. I don't know how to open it. How to click? Like this? No. Like this? Like this? How to click button? Game hasn't taught me how to click button yet. No. You haven't had breakfast? Dang. Lieutenant's gonna eat everything on the table. Understandable. You're a growing boy. And you need food. Okay, I thought so. With these hands. I was like, Etched in hearts. Aw, sweet. Okay, maybe this is not the best item. Wow. Oh, that's what I was saying earlier. Vice gave me to hold on to his Final Fantasy Pocket Watch. The batteries have been replaced, but it's been like so many years that the batteries need to be replaced again. It's so cool. Welcome back, Emerald. I too am also back. I took a moment to eat some chicken tenders, and a little bit to eat some ice cream. Whoa, we're almost there. How's Viangeli been? As a whole group, or like? I guess you probably mean it as a whole group. Everyone's been all right, you know. Lord carrying us through our own battles, helping us endure, blessing us, gifting us joy, all kinds of things. How life be. Final Fantasy Pocket Watch? Yeah, Final Fantasy Pocket Watch. I don't know when it could have come out, but it was really sweet as a token that Vice had gifted me. I was like, meow. Almost there. But, frozen time. Adora, how many times have I told you not to call the office directly? You're usually back by now, and I couldn't get in touch with you. Oh, I'm sorry, I got caught up in work and completely lost track of time. I'll make sure to check my phone more often from now. Please text instead of call. Alright. Oh yeah, Mom, I was cleaning my room earlier and I found the cassette player Dad gave me. I'm sorry, Adora, but I still have a lot of work to do. Don't wait for me, and make sure you don't go to bed too late. Mom, wait, aw, me. What happened to her dad? Man. That's true, I did give Vice... It also doesn't work, but I gave him a Sailor Moon pocket watch. I was still waiting for the male one. I mean, it's one of those things, especially for, like, I don't know, faith-based groups really let the spirit lead. It's so easy to just wake up one day and be like, I'm gonna do this thing. But if you don't feel called or led, or that God leads you to, it could all crumble and fall apart. You gotta understand people's dynamics and where people come from. And then, I don't know, it's a very thorough process. I mean, Junie spent so much time building Vangeli with the help of the Holy Spirit that if someone else is going to build something, that they gotta also work with the Holy Spirit, if that makes sense. I desperately needed Mom, but she threw herself into work as she wanted to forget Dad. Maybe all of us. Days passed and we barely spoke to or even saw each other. Is it our dad that passed away? So we have her dad? I actually thought it was the reverse. I kept telling myself that I had to try to understand her, that she was raising me all by herself now. But my grief and sorrow grew nearly unbearable as they rendered my nights sleepless. Things would have been much easier if I had just blamed her. Yet whenever I saw Mom so exhausted and fatigued, sadness became anger. I hated her for leaving me alone, but at the same time it pained me to see her eroding away. As much as I longed for her comfort, I wanted to comfort her too. Man, that is tough. You feel like things aren't fair, but also at the same time, sometimes your parents get in a corner too. What I found in the darkness. When I couldn't stand the silence in the house, I would listen to Dad's tapes. Listening to those songs made it feel like he was right there beside me. Oh, hi, Mr. Waffles. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. I forgot to say that while we're on B.O.B. screen. Thank you for hydrate. One day I heard a composer tell his story on a radio show. When I was a kid, my father used to hum songs he had wrote himself, so I became interested in music. I hardly saw him after my parents' divorce, but whenever I sang his songs, it felt like I was back in those happy childhood days. That's how I started composing. For me, it was a way of bringing comfort not only to me, but to others in similar circumstances. I could see myself in his story, and his song resonated with me. Naturally, I admired him. Finally understood what Dad had meant. I wanted to tell him that I found something I couldn't live without doing. I found a part-time job and started saving money for composing tools. Wow. Hi, Vincent. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Good to see you. When Mom asked about it, I thought she was finally taking some interest in my life. Dang. It's really hard. I think it still works. Should I turn it on now? Well, which button would be the on button? Whoa. Let's clean it first, and then we'll turn it on. It's like watching The Pursuit of Happiness. I never realized the main couple were not married, so the mom just took off. And I was like, dang. Then the dad had this whole roller coaster based on a true story. It was really powerful though, because I've never seen The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. But getting to watch it, especially like, I feel like it would have been an impactful movie when I was younger, but now being like Christian, it's like, wow, you could honestly see God move when there were times where he needed just like a helping hand. Things just in godly timing worked out. When he seemed like at the end of the rope, God created more opportunities. God gave him some breaks, and I was like, wow. And then he got to, you know, get a job and stop being homeless and get to support his kid. I was like, wow. But though it's really hard though, especially being a single parent. I can only imagine. My parents stayed together, but they always fought all the time. People always think one or the other way is better. But that's just how it be sometimes. Oh, I gotta make sure I put this down. Power on. No, I'm not a parent. I'm just saying, my own parents. Like being a kid, I was like, man, they need a divorce. And they didn't. And then other kids would be like, man, I wish my parents never divorced. It's hard. I've been a single parent with Christopher his whole life, and I was a single parent with his brother and sister for probably half of their life. You're so strong, Mama Hades. The Lord has carried you through all of the obstacles and has given you blessings of your children. You know, you do the best that you can. And I feel like when kids don't understand when they're younger, we'll definitely understand when they're older for sure. Okay, let's beatbox now. Whoa. There's dirt. Where are these secrets? Wow, it's just like the most tiniest molecular dust. I guess that's what dust is. Kind of tiny and molecular. Yeah. Oh, it's on the side. Whoa. It's giving my hand a workout. Maybe I put this down and then put this back up again. Yeah, I was about to say, isn't dust molecular by nature? Exactly. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I remember in college kind of wanting one of those and being like, I'm going to do a thing where I beatbox and make cool music. And then I realized, no, I won't. Will not do the thing. I saw this one video about how medicine stopped working and they discovered the reason through material corruption. Another example that they mentioned was church organs having a similar thing happen. Though the current formula was now unusable due to never being able to recreate it due to this corruption, they had an old formula that can fall back on. I feel like that this was God's work to warn them in case something similar ever happened. Oh, interesting. I wonder what kind of medicine it was. Hi, Huli. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. We've been doing like cleaning simulator, except with lore. We're learning so much about Dora's family. Mom, you're late again. You must be exhausted. Yes, a little. How was your day? Adora, what are those things? Oh, these? A MIDI controller, a microphone. They're tools for composing. By composing, do you mean composing music? Uh-huh, I started making songs little by little, and I got a part-time job to buy these tools myself. Wait, Adora, a part-time job? You started working? Just for a hobby? Adora, you need to be studying hard for your future right now. Don't waste your time on things like that and quit your part-time job too. Dang, Mom. But my part-time job. I feel like that would help with costs though. Then Mom could work less. I wanted to tell her that it wasn't just a hobby, that I was serious. Before I could say anything, Mom said she was tired and headed towards her room. My words were met with the sound of her door closing shut. I was left alone in an all too familiar silence. I was angry at Mom for not listening to my words, but I kept trying to understand her. I thought she might change her mind if I showed her how serious I was. Much like how music could comfort me, I wanted Mom to feel comforted too, and if possible with a song of my own creation. Your dad had a lot of those things? A lot of these? Little, like, MIDI recorders? Or controllers, rather. A melody of comfort. After that day, I spent every spare moment composing. Not only was it my first song, but it was song for Mom. When I felt like I had poured enough of my heart into it, I recorded my song onto a cassette tape. I fervently hoped that it would bring her some comfort. Even if I couldn't fully convince her, if I could at least help her feel a little better. My mom came home exhausted as usual. As usual, I nervously handed her the tape. Your dad's a guitar nut? Wow. Does he like do like Thank goodness for God. I mean, it wasn't for God. If it wasn't for God, I would never have survived. I had to push myself so hard. I couldn't afford to buy a vehicle, so I had to walk to work every day. I needed to keep the job so that I could feed Christopher. It was very difficult. There were so many times that I was walking to work that I'd pray. Sometimes I'd sob because of the pressure. I can't thoroughly imagine Mama Hades, but I can imagine. That's a lot, you know? You have to do the things in order to feed your kids and keep you fed and all these things. But God is so good. Now you're the one who's being taken care of instead of you taking care of everyone. You gave up so much. And I hope that all your kids can see that. You decided to share the vid in Miscellaneous. Thank you. That sounds like something that'd be interesting to watch. I thought if Mom listened to it, she would understand how serious I was. I wonder what Adora's doing now. I like that flowers grow on our stuff. That's pretty nice. My dad plays and has even made a few of his own guitars. What? That's cool. There are more than 15 guitars in my parents' house. My mom doesn't let my dad go into pawn shops alone because he'll come out with another guitar. If your mom blinks, there'll be like 5 more. And they'd be like, wasn't there only 1 guitar in the store? And your dad would be like, yeah. And then it's just like a comedic kind of like cartoon blink, but he came out with like 5, even though the store only owned 1. My son Jonathan, he believes in God, Holy Spirit, and Christ. But my daughter, she believes in God. And she believes in the Holy Spirit. But she does not believe that Jesus is Messiah. She just believes that he was a really good prophet. And it breaks my heart. Well, I hope that we can keep your daughter in our prayers, Mama Hades. I feel like with everyone else in your family walking with Jesus, at some point, hopefully her heart will soften and be able to know, like, hey, everyone else is walking with Jesus. Gives thanks to him. That hopefully she can see him working in your lives. That she'll come to the same realization. I was reading through Thessalonians today. And the beginning of Thessalonians says something pretty similar. We came to you to share the good news, and then you believed, not by human words, because we said so, but because it's God's word, and you believed. And then the Spirit was there. Oh. I hope I don't break it. Wow. On May 9th is my final school day. I'm homeschooled, but you know, still tension from the ending the year. I'm so happy I get to graduate officially in 111 hours. Oh wow, the countdown is on. Freedom is so near. Yes, I know they're adulthood, by the way, but I don't care. Summer will be a good break. I mean, that's okay, Emerald. I feel like, yeah, of course, adulthood happens. You know, people who graduate from college are like, wow, the real world's now upon us next, but I don't know, there's just a nice hope in life because, well, we know the one who is our living hope. And hopefully, in your next steps of more adult life, you know, it's still the opportunity to meet some people. It's high school, not college. Well, I'm just saying that college students also feel the same way. So I work with college students. They're like, oh, I can't wait to be set free. Even though after high school, they're like, wow, I'm set free now. But it's one of the things I remind my students too, especially when you go to school. Sometimes we feel like a lot of the present stuff is the end all be all, but there's still a lot of life to enjoy, friends to make, people to get to know, churches to visit, all kinds of stuff. Can't confirm. As a college student, I cannot wait to be free. Yeah, when I was in college, I was like, wow, I can't wait to get out of here. It's kind of crazy. Her dad believed in Jesus. I believe in Jesus. Her brother believes in Jesus. And her little brother believes in Jesus. She's not. Thank you for your prayers over her. I pray over her each and every night and pray that she finds Jesus in her heart and that she opens up to him. I hope so too. I feel like if she believes in God the Father and in the Holy Spirit loves to talk about Jesus. And obviously, God the Father loves his beloved Son. So I'm praying the Holy Spirit be able to move and teach her and tell her. Oh, thanks, Mr. J. That was more for Mama Hades, not Emerald. Emerald's talking about high school stuff to being free. But I could use a few extra days or weeks for those deadlines. I remember there was a TA on my bus ride home, and he was like, I haven't graded any of the things. I'm so behind. And they're like, due in like 2 days. And he was like joking. I'm like, all right, well, I guess everyone gets 100 then. I was like, oh, man. It's always funny because faculty always complain that they also don't want to, like, grade stuff. I was fortunate that I didn't get in an accident yesterday on my way to church. There was a car in the lane right to me. I gave them the space to change lanes if they needed. Several minutes just before they accidentally exited, they entered my lane, so I ended up slightly swerving to avoid hitting them. I nearly got hit by the car to my left. Probably should have had brakes for my first instincts, but it was very quick. Just glad everyone was okay, and the car to my left did honk. I'm glad that you're okay, Rabbit. That you're okay. Everyone's okay. Man, the road kind of... Or I don't want to say kind of. The road does suck. You give literally people enough space to do stuff, and then they don't do the thing. And then when you're going to do a thing, they're like, all of a sudden, I'm here. Why are you here? No matter where you are in life, it's never too late to seize the day and start anew. That's true, Hooli. There are some days where I'm like, man, the start of my day was only okay. But we still got time to turn things around. Oh, maybe I have to press the buttons? Is he gonna play the song? I know it's a game. Watch these electronics being scrubbed with the wet toothbrush. You know what? I never even thought that our toothbrush would be wet. But you're right, it does have bubbles. Oh, I see what I gotta do. I gotta press every button so I can clean it. For some reason, even though I guess I didn't really pay attention too much to the bubbles, I was like, dry toothbrush. Makes sense. Let's see, where is the tiny... I feel like we've literally done all the things. I can't even see it anymore. But there's 0.40% of dust still here. That's crazy. Aha! You can't hide from Melinda Esperanza. Aha! Yeah! You composed this yourself? Yeah, the melody came to me first, so I started with that. I'm still working on the lyrics. Oh, and there's... Hold up, Adora. Didn't I tell you last time you need to focus on your studies? No... Mom, I know it might seem like a hobby right now, but please, can you at least try listening? Adora, I don't even hear what you're saying. How can you waste your time on this instead of studying for your future? I'm tired, so let's talk another time. Another time? When that's gonna be? When you quit your job? As if that'll ever happen. Adora, I'm saying this for your sake. I'm serious about becoming a composer. I want to make it so you don't have to worry about money anymore. People said I'm pretty talented, so... Adora, I said no. Don't even think about it. Right now, you may feel like you're special, talented. There's no word more meaningless. Don't get carried away because of a mere compliment. Praise proves absolutely nothing. Dang, Mom's so mean. You can still play tapes. Why was she so angry? Was she more tired than usual? Even now, I still don't know why Mom reacted so explosively. I never expected her to yell at me like that. Her fury left me speechless. While I was stunned, she tore the tape from my hands and threw it in the trash. What? Without so much as a backwards glance, she said, "Stop wasting your time on worthless things like this." Man, that sucks. Because, like, it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you're tired and whatnot, but, like, your kid worked really hard to give you a gift, and then you brushed it off. It's always like that sucky feeling when you do something really nice for someone and they, like, dismiss it or, like, I don't know, turn into something else. It's like, you know what? I was just trying to do something nice for you. And you turn into this whole big thing. When she threw it wasn't only a cassette tape. Therein was a piece of my heart that held my drive to comfort Mom, despite the loneliness after Dad's passing. Dang. So he did pass away. Even if hating her was the easier path, I didn't give up trying to understand her. But at that moment when my heart was equated to trash, I felt something disappear from inside me. After Mom's rage quelled and silence fell once again, I finally gave up trying to understand her. Dang. The right to hurt. The music box was the last present I ever received from Dad. Whenever I felt lonely, I would wind it up and talk to him as if he were right beside me. Dad, if you were still here, you would have supported me, right? Mom doesn't understand what it's like to have a dream, to have something you can't live without. All she wants to do is to fit into the mold. It's probably the only kind of life she knows. I cried a long time, pouring out my anguish, listening to the music box play. It felt like Dad was sitting right next to me. No cleaning equipment. After that day, I stopped waiting for Mom. I didn't even talk to her. Oh, I didn't even want to talk to her. I didn't even want her to talk to me anymore. I had nothing to say to her. That's kind of sad because she, as the daughter, tried her best to try to understand her mom and talk to her mom. And then she's like, "Don't talk to me, I'm tired." And it's like, well, if you're always tired and you don't want to talk to your kid, when will you ever talk to your kid? I know it's very sad. Oh, we have an air gun. Wow. Oh, do I have to let it recharge? Melinda breaks the air gun. Oh well. I'm sure it only just works on very specific parts. Woo! Like this! Oh, maybe they keep, like... No? Yes? No. Yes. Well. This air gun is very wonky. Oh, it's a recharge? Oh. Oh, okay. It's timed. Good catch, Thunder. I was like, what incarnations? Why is this not... Why is it not doing the thing? Thanks, Thunder. There's an old comic. Not now, Dad. A kid tries talking to his dad, but the dad is busy for 3 panels, and the son, when grown up, is too busy for the dad in the 4th panel. That's so sad. You never know the time you got. No, when me and Vice talked about having kids, he was like, I don't want to be the parent that's too busy for my own kids. Because that's what they're going to remember, that you were never there. Which is true. That's how it usually goes. Oh, whoops, I keep trying to... Charge! Charge, air gun, charge! That is a sad story, but I'm assuming that she won't give up on becoming a composer despite her mother throwing out the cassette tape. Yeah, I feel like even though her mother threw out that dream, doesn't mean that she's gonna throw out that dream. Kind of reminds me of Encanto. The family hates music. Has this whole thing about hating music because the dad disappeared. But you find out, like, he was, like, murdered in Encanto, you know? Becomes like a whole like story pivotal point, and then the family learns to love music again. I think that's the story of the song Cats in the Cradle. Oh, and the silver spoon. Ba ba da 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 da. I can't remember all the words. It's just like the key, like the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Something, 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 the man on the moon. Something, 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 we'll be together then. Something, unless he says dad. Something, 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 something. That song would come on all the time. I remember that song. It stuck with me. It's one of those things where it's like, man, I don't remember what I learned in algebra, but do I know the cats in the cradle and the silver spoon? And how that man was on the moon. We'll be together then. It's always that crazy thing about like songs, you remember? You've never heard that song before? Maybe you should YouTube Cats in the Cradle song. I don't know who sings it. Silver spoon, the man on the moon. Having a balance between work and family is a challenge, but it's not possible. Praise God for that. I don't want to be the parent that doesn't have a work-family balance. Yeah. It's tough. Thank God for being able to help us. Even if you're tired, you can still ask for strength. Okay, I'll put this down so I can open this. Oh, that's nice. It's called Dad's Final Song. Wow. That's pretty nice. Hi, Psych. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Also, thank you, Raven. You're right. That is like, thanks for the ball, Dad. Come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? Not today. Isn't that crazy? Did not realize those words until you get older. Oh, wait. I gotta put this down. Aha. When I was a kid, I really liked music boxes, too. I liked pocket watches, and I liked music boxes. Because they were so cool. I also liked teapots and teacups. That song, oh, makes me so very sad for the boy, and then it makes me sad for both. I know, it's so sad. It's such a good song. Oh, it's one of these. For some reason, I thought I was playing the disc on the top. That's why I was like, maybe I should open this after I finish playing. Didn't know about Vine and YouTube and internet until I met my ex-wife decades ago. I mean, that's not so bad. I have also lived off the internet for so long. It wasn't until I met my husband that I figured out a lot more memes or whatever. Or I guess become a VTuber, be more online. It's so funny. I remember a friend of ours was trying to keep making a joke reference, and he was telling Vice, he's like, I keep saying this in your wife's chat. Well, we weren't married then, but I keep saying this in Melinda's chat, and she doesn't get it. And he's like, well, she's not chronically online. Has been chronically online. True. Welcome back, Emerald. Wonder if she'll take these stuff when she's done packing. Wow, that was a lot more spots than I thought. Do I have to have it plain? Maybe I do actually have to have it plain. Well, we'll get to hear the nice song again. Oh yeah, it is dirty. This is almost like a quick time event. Yay! That was pretty nice. Sounds like your BRB screen. Oh, it's kind of wild. Yeah, it kind of does. Where's my BRB screen? Here. Doing here. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Sometimes I talk to students and they just like speak to me in memes. It's so weird. I don't remember who I talked to where I think we had this candy table and it was so funny because it's 7th grade field trip visit at our school, classic. And they swarmed our like end of semester table with candy for students and they just swarmed that table as 7th graders do. And they put a new word Because it was like this whole thing where you have to leave like a wish during that time, in a bowl in exchange for candy. And they were just like they were using the stars I had to put out. And they put a new word. If I guess for younger kids, they're no longer, it's locked in. It's something else. And I was like, what in tarnations? Why do we keep reinventing the wheel? It's like when we used to say, that's chill or that's cool. And then, yeah, we would say that's cool. And then new kids invented that's gas. First of all, that sounds like someone farted. Second of all, who thought that's gas is a better rendition than that's cool? So next, we're going to be like, that's water. And we've got the precipitation cycle right there. An infinite candy table. I don't really eat that much candy anymore. I used to so much when I was a kid. I think I might have to play the music again. Oh, it has her name in it. Aha. We got it. Hooray! When 13-year-olds talk to me, I feel like my age starts rapidly accelerating. Like I'm turning to dust in real time. You're like, I'm not even that old, but I'm aging away. We keep joking with our friend, Biscuit. Every day he pops into Discord, or the days he pops into Discord, we're in a group call. Like, kind of on Sundays, honestly. It's either on Sunday or Tuesday, every so often. We're like, happy birthday, Biscuit. Every time. It's like every day is Biscuit's birthday. And I was like, oh man, you're becoming 365 years old every every year. That's funny. I'm about to age rapidly hearing that. Mike's like, I'm withering away as we speak. Gas confused me because you have gassing person up, but also glazing means the same thing. That's so weird. It's kind of funny though. I feel like we had words in place and then kids were like, nah, we're gonna do something cool like gas. Are you trying to decode something from me, whippersnapper? Aging like fine wine. So true. I like that. That's a good alternative. Also, hi Rowan, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Adora, can we talk for a minute? I'm busy right now. I'm sorry for how I acted. I must have been tired, so I got emotional. But it was for your sake, Adora. I don't want you to suffer. It's always the sucky part where you have your kids suffering and then you're like, but I did this for you, so you wouldn't suffer. But your kids suffered anyway. Right now, things may seem fun and exciting, so you might think the road ahead will be easy. Someday you'll understand. For now, it would be better if you focus on your studies and kept composing as a hobby. Now I get why you're saying these things. You've never had anything you truly want to do, have you? All you've ever done is live by other people's standards. That's why you don't understand how serious I am, and that's what it's like to have something you can't live without. If Dad were here, he would have understood me. At least he wouldn't have thrown away my tape like that. He wasn't anything like you. Dang. I deliberately chose the words that would hurt her the most. I thought I had the right to, since she was the one who hurt me first. Mom said nothing during my verbal onslaught. Her silence only fueled my rage, so my words became harsher, crueler, and more vicious. Mom quietly took my wrath. After the room fell silent, she left without a single word. Left alone, I picked up the music box and said to myself, it's okay. That was nothing compared to what she did to me. Oof, indeed. We're still in chapter 2. What I dreamed of. I know, it's hard. It's hard. If only the mom would have been a little bit more like, you know, I want you to maybe explore this, but I also want you to be able to have, like, I don't know, a backup or something. Like me and Vice have talked about, like, if our kids want to do art, I know right now, like, people say they're starving artists, and we don't want our kids to starve. Stuff like that. So we're like, well, we can always talk to them about options, about other stuff of, like, I don't know, doing a certificate or doing, like, some kind of class to, like, teach them a business and all that stuff. So forgive, youth says. If only it was that easy. I mean, truly, is it really our default to forgive right away? I mean, she was also a young girl. I don't know how old she is during that time. Maybe in high school? Question mark. With God it is. I mean, yeah, with God it is easier, but it's not like our flip a switch, snap of a fingers. Oh, don't worry, Mom, I forgive you. There's a lot to also come to terms with when you're at the hand of suffering of someone that you are not supposed to be at the hand of suffering. Kids can be so good at choosing deliberately hurtful words. Source. I was a kid. Nah, it's okay, you. I understand. It's a lot easier to get in that headspace of, like, we'll just do this thing, but, you know, it can be really hard for people. Even as Christians, a lot of people still have difficulty forgiving people. Because it's usually the hurt that is still there when you try to think about these things. It was a peaceful weekend afternoon. I had started to doze off after putting stickers all over Dad's camera. In my half-awake state, I could faintly make out Mom and Dad's voices as they quietly talked. I wanted to keep listening to their conversation, but before long, I fell asleep. Dad used to take pictures of me and Mom whenever he could. It looks like it still might work if I charge it. I'll try turning it on after cleaning. Alright, airgun is back again. I was gonna say, watch me airgun these mushrooms, but that's not how an airgun works. She needs to forgive and move on from the harsh responses from her mom and her towards her mom. I mean, like I said, it's easier said than done. It can be a lot. It's a lot for a kid to process. And by yourself, too. Dang. I like the air gun, but it takes an eternity. Like that just goes. It's hard to forgive. It's harder to forgive when society paints forgiving people who hurt us as something bad or lacking self-respect. I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's a big thing. People are like, you can't forget the people who hurt you. I had been in a toxic and abusive relationship for 10 years. I was still able to come to terms to forgive that person and pray that they find Jesus to set them free from their sinful ways. And that's still a lot, you know. But you know, once you forgive someone, especially if they've been really toxic or harmful, you don't have to keep them in your lives. Especially if they feel like they can still have that right into your life. You're like, no, I forgive you, but I'm not gonna let you do the same things again, you know? I mean, that was the hard thing I had to do with my dad. We cut off all ties with him. Yeah, but we forgave him for all the hurt that he done. And then he's still pretty lost in the world, unfortunately. But we forgave him, but we cut off terms with him because all he ever did was bite people's hands that would help him. And even my mom recently, you know, tried to hear him out again. And then he did the same old thing, same old. He started insulting her via text and voice message. He started wishing ill upon me and my brother. He literally said for my husband to get in an accident and be in a wheelchair. Like, my dad is messed up. But I pray for him. But that's just how it goes sometimes. You pray for people, and then the Holy Spirit takes it from there. But you don't have to keep those people in your life anymore. Hi, Zephyr. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. I don't see patience on waiting. Yeah, that air gun, it was cool. But it goes so slow and it dies so fast. So sad. We need a better one. Sometimes children don't get it. Sometimes you said something you didn't think about the effect it would have on them, and a lot of times you don't realize how awful something sounds until after you hear from your child how horrible it was or how badly it made them feel. Yeah, it's tough too, especially if your own parent, like if you're the parent and then you become a parent and then you just say stuff that was normal for your parent to say. And it's like, well, actually, you know, you think about it, you didn't realize what your parents said was actually messed up until you have your own kid and they're like, hey, parent, that was so messed up. Like, I get the idea, but forgiving is not about letting my abusers off the hook. It's about choosing to not let the abuse control me anymore. And I could start doing that when I forgive. It's not easy. I won't act like it's simple, but I need to forgive. Yeah. I mean, truly, it sets you free, you know. Unforgiveness can be a spiritual bait for the enemy to be like, ha ha ha, how about you keep remembering all these stuff? Ho ho ho. You're like, no way, Jose, sin. Not today. Oh, maybe I gotta take a picture? Oh! Ooh, that dirty. Don't worry, I can get it there. It sounds a lot like my dad. I don't really have a lot to do with him by the time I was late 18. He said a lot of bad things. He never had anything nice to say. At least not about any of his children or his ex-wife, my mother. Yeah, my dad was pretty bad about that. Like, even, that's why I was like, my parents should have divorced. Because my dad, he never, like, physically hit my mom or anything. But he'd always, like, verbally say it. And, like, why would you tell your kids that you want to hit your mom, you know? Like, why would you say that? My dad was too selfish and caught up in his own desires and wants and things that he never even realized all his words had an effect on his kids. He always told us, literally, that he would die. He was like, your dad, you're me as your dad, I'm gonna die one day. I'm gonna die soon. I'm just gonna be dead. He said that when we were kids. Lo and behold, nearly 20-something years later, he's still alive. Lord ain't letting him go nowhere. I do have patience, but this little air gun, no patience. At least you realized or had your own conviction in youth. I think that's a powerful thing that the Holy Spirit gets to use. When you realize, like, wow, I was pretty messed up. And then Jesus changes you. You're like, wow. But I've tried to witness to my own dad. We've tried many things, and he doesn't want to actually take accountability is the thing. Unfortunately. But, you know, God is my perfect dad. And when I was a kid, I prayed for God to be my father. It was kind of crazy, because I didn't know he was a heavenly father, so I asked God to be my dad before I even knew he was a dad. No wonder he was so good at it. Dang. That's unfortunate, Mama Hades. It's unfortunate that you had to live through that. But how brave for your mom to throw herself in there, you know? I feel like a lot of parents on both sides try to protect their kids one way or another. Hi, Astro. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Sorry, we got so deep. This game has so deep sad lore. But that's okay. I truly wanted to forgive him for a very long time, but I really didn't even know him, and he died. One of my brothers, so anyway, he was angry with me that I didn't cry at his funeral. The truth is I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel sorrow, I didn't feel sadness, I didn't feel happy. I wasn't glad or anything. I wasn't sad either. And you know what? That's okay, Mama Hades. You know, I feel like sometimes people don't cry for certain things. People are like, why aren't you crying? And it's like, you know what? People grieve differently as one thing, but also at the same time, you had no real attachments, you know? You usually cry when there are attachments. Oh. I don't know how to close this. How do I close camera? Camera. Oh! I took a photo. No, I have a tiny bit left. No. It's right here? I thought I saw a glint. I mean, it's right there. Do I have to close it? How do I close it? Chad, how does one close a camera? It's not like my Polaroid camera where you can push it in. Well, actually, I don't have a Polaroid camera anymore. I have a little printer Polaroid thing. But when I used to have a Polaroid camera, it would just be like, bloop. A lot of things that you hold in just become poison for heart and soul. Exactly. That's true. That's why it's good to talk about it. Even though it's hard to talk about stuff sometimes, it's becomes easier the more you release it. And other people get to relate to you or you relate to them. And I don't know, something about it. You walk through it together. And, you know, you get to see who else got to show up for you. You know, like, for me, my family was not my family. I felt like an orphan in my own family for a long time. And then, but God was good to provide me people, other people's families to be like my family. And then, you know, you get a church family. And you're like, wow, they're not even like my real family, but they are my real family. They're my family in Christ. And that's really cool. You know what? I'm gonna try to do this. Dang, Airgun, you failed me. I thought this was gonna work. But glad you could be off work, Astro Blazer. Hope you can have a good rest of your evening. I hopefully hope that he gets that. I really didn't know him, and I mean, I regret that I didn't say all the things that you wanted to say. And, you know, it's also okay, especially when you're younger and a lot of things happen. Oh, wow! Alright, Eric, I take it back. You came in clutch. But, you know, it's okay. Especially, like, in the moment. Like, how are you to process something really, like, traumatic and deep? You know, you don't figure out the words until much later. You know? And if there's a forgiveness in your heart, even if you don't get to tell people in their face that you forgive them, you can forgive them in your heart. You can say it out loud. And God is your witness of that forgiveness. And that's the important part. Because you forgive... not so they could be like, yeah, we're even, or you're like off the hook or whatever. You forgive so you can let all that go and leave it to God for those people. There should be a button on the camera where you can turn on and off, right? I would thought that one button was the on-off button. But we were able to do the thing. In the Boom Bee movie, where do they drive when they usually just fly? Yeah, that's a good point, Emerald. Why do they drive? Why are they driving? I haven't seen the Bee movie in like an eternity, so I can't remember. Cam Spook, thank you for the lurk. Hope you're doing well today. Good to see you. Let me drink some water. You're so right. Melinda emote with water. Me too. Don't blame the air gun. I'm gonna blame the air gun. Just for the record, I'm learning Spanish right now. It took me a bit to realize what cariño means. Yeah, I always forget. I should elaborate on that. I just say cariño and I know what cariño means. Cariño means beloved in Espanol. Just like how the Bible calls us beloved. Isn't that nice? That's a great question. A question for the day. Why are bees driving in the Bee movie? Especially when you're younger, you just don't have the experience to understand emotions, let alone how to process them. Exactly. You're just kind of living, and then all these circumstances happen, and nobody teaches you how to. You don't have a training manual for this. If only. Gave my father a long time ago, but I don't think I ever really forgave myself for not telling him. It's okay, Mama Hades. The Lord forgives you. And hopefully I can help you remember that you can forgive yourself. Because, you know, you were in a time and spot that wasn't going to be your first reaction. That wasn't going to be the first thing you did. You know? It would take time for you to get to that point and forgive. That wasn't going to be like a very easy thing for you to do. I hate when people are like, this should be an easy thing for you to do to somebody else. But it's not, you know? Other people are in different places in life. If one thing became very easy for you, great. But that doesn't mean it's easy for everybody. And to expect that kind of sameness from somebody else, it's no good, you know? People take time. I prayed for God and said it out loud in prayer that I forgave her. And God is my witness to hear that. That's true. God is your witness. The bees in the Bee movie can fly, yet they still have cards, which is weird. Underrated movie. In our prayers tonight, God, why do the bees drive in the Bee movie? Asking for a friend. That's funny. Airgun has been nothing but good for you. That's true. You're right. It was not Airgun's goon's fault. On that note, I have an Argentinian friend whose username in chat is Enojado. I thought was just really cool Spanish name, but I realized it's just Spanish for angry. I guess that's fair. If you don't have I have no kind of processing for Spanish. It's like, wow, Enojado? That sounds cool. Then you're like, oh, actually, your name is just Angie. Are you okay, buddy? Why are you so Angie? Same with Cerveza Crystal Star Wars meme. Took me a bit to realize Cerveza was just Spanish for beer. Beer Crystal Star Wars? That's crazy. I've never seen that. I have a question for God. Why? Why do bees drive? The Bee movie is a way more unhinged and confusing than I remember it being. Yeah, and back in the day, you're like, wow. Bee movie. What a movie. Then you get older and like, why is she trying? Why B? Why B? Question mark. My name is very weird and ain't Latino. That's funny, you. I've seen a lot more weirder usernames. That's for sure. Dora, did you finish your homework? Shh, she fell asleep after playing with the camera again. She really does love it. She's interested in so many things, like music and rain. I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, huh? I only hope that she doesn't become like me. You still have regrets back then? You know, I thought you were so beautifully radiant. Lore about our mom. Also, the current topic, I've never seen the Bee movie. Just memes. I mean, at that point, you might have already seen all the Bee movie. The boyfriend was the sane one? You know what? Yeah, I've seen that meme where it's like, getting older, you realize that this guy was actually the sane one. Hey, Connor got Discord. I'm gonna send it to you. Unless one of the mods beat me to it. I'll race you guys. Oh wait, wrong channel. Wrong one. Why are these gonna land in there? Oh. Has that been happening this whole time? Copy. Well, I learned something new today trying to race my mods to it. I'm trying to get to there. Did I win? Yeah, I guess you won. I haven't said it yet. Rabbit wins. Fastest guns in the West. A pobrecito. You did say that. That is how you say a pobrecito. Like, this lady decides to date a bee. Yeah, you know what? Thinking back, it's like, why? Why bee? Why do they drive? Why bee and human? Why bee movie? Bee movie is a fever dream. You begin to ask questions as you get older, like, are fairy tales do... Why do fairy tales do freaky? Exactly. Thanks for hanging out, Mr. J. God bless you too. You take care out there. Thanks for hanging out today. Pew pew. True. Rabbit uncontested. It's all in the past now. I was naive and foolishly chasing what was only a dream. Now I'm awake and live in reality. Let's not talk about this anymore, alright? Alright. Dang, our mom had failed dreams. That kind of sucks, though. Like, when a parent does things, or when someone does things to you and tries to make sure you don't fall into their same mistakes. If you never... give the background story of why you were incentivized to do something or say something, then the other person is never going to understand where you're coming from. It's always going to feel like an attack on you versus like, oh, actually, I did this like you are doing now, and then this was my result. But you also have to give your kids credit. They're not also you. They might take off, They might do the thing. Like, why are old fairy tales so freaky? Sorry, I misspelled correct. Destroy my sentence. That's okay, Astro Blazer. Welcome back, Conrad. Not too much has happened. We learned that Mom has mysterious lore that hasn't been explained yet. The camera contained a recording that I'd never seen before. Had I pressed the record button while I was asleep? The slanted video captured a long conversation between Mom and Dad. I found it difficult to understand. The mom I knew had always seemed so ordinary. Suddenly I realized that perhaps the words I had so aggressively thrown at her that day meant more than I had thought. The moment kept playing over and over in my mind. How silently she stood before my anger. How silently she had left the room, followed only by the sound of the door closing. Oh, I'll be back. I read that wrong, Conrad. There's a species of bees called vulture bees because that make meat honey? What? God, why meat honey? That's crazy. What she dreamed of. Mom POV. Only Mom's room was left. Holding the old doorknob, I felt as if I were about to meet Mom herself after all this time. Her room was filled with boxes, all neatly labeled and sorted by purpose. Somehow, it seemed like she knew she wouldn't be back. One box in particular caught my attention. Things I couldn't throw away. The box contained many trophies that I'd never seen before. Mom's dream unlocked. This is a real emotional story. I know. Earlier I wanted to cry because I was like, oh, so sad. But hold it, Melinda. Hold it. Where'd she get all these from? I really don't know anything about my mom. Dang. Alright, Airgun. Do your thing. Oh, okay, it actually did do your thing. That's cool. What's that in the middle? It's a trophy. Did our mom do calligraphy competitions? Is that a thing? People don't actually write anymore. Isn't it crazy? My coworker was saying that she just types all the time. She doesn't even write by hand. The only time she ever writes by hand is when we have birthday cards for like our student workers. That's about it. I'm like, wow, that's wild. I like writing in journals, so I don't really have that kind of thing. Yeah, it's a trophy. We found our mom's trophies. Is it still emotional in my heart? Was pounding when tension moments happened? Yes, very, very emotional. It's just the human experience, you know? We can feel, even though this girl is a fictional character, maybe the person who made this game, this was their story. You never know. Maybe it has similar art things in similar real life. But it's still pretty real. Still a real human experience. Yes, there are calligraphy competitions. My handwriting is atrocious unless I'm writing in cursive. Oh, really? That's cool. It's kind of wild because, like, you know, there's a generation that stopped the starting point of stopping to write in cursive. It looks like the symbol I saw on the teacup. My gosh, did Mother win a teacup? Dang, this part is so dirty. It's like kind of broken-ish. It's gonna drive me insane. Oh, but that's what I was saying. They stopped teaching kids cursive, but actually younger folks have started to actually pick up cursive. They think it's really cool. So I'm like, who decided to stop? I guess because we're in a digital age, a lot of people decided to stop writing. The dots are connecting. They are. We're connecting them with this calligraphy pen. Well, actually not real pen, but... I don't do well when I'm super overwhelmed, but tonight wasn't too bad, so I'm good. Oh, that's good. It's always like, if you always need to take a moment, you can always step away, you know? Sometimes it can get too real. That's what happens with slice of life games. Maybe too real. But at least we can experience life together. What? Oh, is this part? Oh, that was weird. Yeah, we're able to clean this part. For some reason I thought, I don't know, it was like shattered glass. You know, like sometimes shattered glass can look a very specific way, but I guess it was really just dust. Bring back olden day stuff. Pretty much the same reason why no one knows how to use a typewriter anymore. Dang. I always wanted a typewriter when I was younger. Now vintage stuff becomes cool and expensive, so if you want an actual typewriter, it costs like a hand and an arm and the soul of your brother. Hi, Wandery. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Thank you for lovely work. I hope cursive resurges hard. That'd be awesome. I want to learn more cursive because I'm trying to be a historian. I need to read historical documents, which are often in cursive. Yeah, it might have a resurgence. There is hope, after all. Yeah, I agree, but I'm alright. You should have seen me over 2 weeks ago when I was super stressed and overwhelmed from online shopping. It took me a few hours to calm down. Were you overwhelmed because you needed to do some online shopping and there were a lot of options? Or you bought some stuff and you were overwhelmed Because you were like, oh, I shouldn't have bought those stuff. Dang, that's the tiniest. Aha. Your family has an old typewriter? What do they do with it? Is it like decoration? Do they actually kind of use it? So I feel like we 100% of this. Oh, right there, the tiniest little thing. Where that dream now resides. Wow. Dad, what's the trophy? Yep, I got this for winning first place in a math competition. Cool, huh? Oh, did our dad lie about whose trophy that was? It doesn't feel like a very math competition kind of thing. Yeah, the funny thing is almost anything made before 1960 is probably going to outlast multiple generations of people. I thought about that the other day, like when things were invented and like produced, like it was made to be more reliable. Not too much with nowadays items because corporate greed wants to, you know, want you to buy this whatever item and then turns out it's gonna break in like 6 months. It's kind of crazy. People buy older items because they'll still, like you said, last much longer. Everything's a smart device. That's also true. It's so weird. Some microwaves, fridges, even your laundry and washer can be a smart device. I don't need them to be that smart. I just need them to do the thing. That I just need you to beep when you're done and we're good. No, it's mainly because my mom needed these items and Temu was stupid enough to make me ill. Oh no, your mom buying on Temu. My mom has Temu installed. I don't think she actually has bought anything, but I can understand that. Sometimes I sweat because my mom clicks on random like ads on Facebook and all these things. I'm like, Mom, I hope you don't have a bazillion viruses on your phone. But it's always like all these pop-ups and she'll like, what is this item? Can I buy it somewhere? And it's like an item you can't really buy here. Chris. But we endure. And redirect. It's also sad people aren't trying to maintain it anymore. It's pretty sad. I think we're in a day and age where people just toss out whatever and that's become the new thing. You just get rid of what breaks or whatever and then that's it. They call it antique and we just keep it in our garage. I wonder if they're ever going to get rid of it. Do you think you'd ever take it? Even after I already ordered something when I visited the same day. Dang, our moms sound pretty similar. Mom doesn't really buy a lot online because she doesn't know a lot of stuff online. She'll ask me only every so often to buy something off of Amazon. Used to write in calligraphy a lot. I was actually pretty good at it. Oh, that's so cool, Mama Hades. That's so nice. Calligraphy's so nice. I remember having a pin like that in college for art, but I was kind of a little like nervous about it because it was so sharp. No, moms are wild sometimes. Kind of lost when they use smartphones. They're in the age where they learn one thing and then we learn the other, and they're kind of caught in the in between. Hi, Jade. Hello, Raiders. Soy Melinda Esperanza, your local demon slayer and warrior of hope. I'm usually donned in my knight armor, but today, since we're playing a nice and cozy chill game with a lot of sentiment, I'm just in my maiden outfit. Hello, everyone. Hi, Jade. What you doing today? Or what were you doing? Hi, Halos. Welcome in. It's cool that I think time has already passed, that your sticker's already finished. I was like, whoa. We're just chilling. For those who don't know who I am Melinda. I am one of 5 girls in Vangeli, a Christian girl group trying to spread the gospel and hope. And I also play horror games to take on darkness head on and show that hope will always overcome in the end, no matter what circumstances and obstacles we may face. So also some action games, wholesome games like we're doing right now. do some voice acting and Bible studies, all kinds of stuff. Welcome to the land of hope. Today we're playing Dusted, or Undusted? Whoops, not Dusted, Undusted. Where we're trying to, well, we're actually recounting memories of this girl's life about her parents and her dad who passed and her mom and all these things while we clean. It's like a cleaning simulator, but also with a lot of story and a lot of world building. Hello, Melinda and Q chat. I'm sorry to quickly raid and run, but I am exhausted. You had 3 hours of sleep. That's okay. I don't know how long you were playing or streaming, but streaming does take some energy and can take its own toll in a way. You did the demo! What? I would recommend, well, I mean, if you want to revisit it, we were playing the full game. It's so good. There's many parts where it was like, ugh. Hold the tears, Melinda. Hold. That's good. You know, we're talking about how to live life and how to do life together and overcoming and talk about the hard stuff. And that's okay. But thanks for coming to raid in, Jade. I appreciate it. I hope you take care. Raiders, if you also need to take care of yourselves as well, please do. Go to the bathroom, eat some dinner, change into some pajamas. Loaf about in your bed and think about just loafing. Feel free to. I appreciate it. Don't get the dust in your lungs. No. That's funny. If you haven't checked out Jade Live, you totally should. He's played a bazillion games. Well, don't quote me on that number. He also talks about God's word as well. We just actually rated him to him the other day, if you happen to remember. We were there. Just like 2 days ago or something. A day ago? What's today? We did Bible study on Sunday. And then, did we do it Saturday? Time has passed. My dad got scammed for a gold watch from a Facebook ad or something. Yeah, there's always like those ads. The thing about us and older folks is like the older folks are in that in between where they learned older technology and then we learned newer technology super fast, but no one ever taught them how to move on from what they had already learned. So that could be pretty tough. Planned obsolescence. Sorry for the text ball. There was an old type of hair gel from the 20s. I want to say it was called pomade or something similar. It came in a tube like toothpaste, and one cat full could take care of your hair for a day. The company went out of business because of how good it was. That's crazy. He went out of business because it was so good. I used to write my daughter notes and leave them under her pillow. Now I would sign it the Tooth Fairy because I didn't want her to know that they were fake. She would figure out, well, who wrote it? Just because you're mom, you have to say I'm pretty, or you love me, or you have to say nice things because you're mom. And she really believes, so I always signed the Tooth Fairy. Aw, that's cute. I remember my my brother. He was so funny. He put his tooth under the pillow, and then he was when we woke up. My brother was like, the Tooth Fairy didn't leave me any money. My tooth is gone, and there is no money. My brother, he was funny. Digital natives, exactly. Also, hi everyone there. Welcome in. Hope we're doing well today. Tupperware is going out of business because it lasts so long. It's kind of... Oh, that's what you mean. It goes out of business because people aren't rebuying these things. It's interesting because I was just thinking that same thing this morning of like, if companies are afraid of just, you know, making a good product and then nobody buys that product, you could actually start branching out in other products that aren't lasting as long. And you can like do the thing and improve them or stuff like that. You can branch out to different areas and do that. That could be good. Oh no, you're sick. No. My husband's getting over being sick. It does suck when you're like, please, I just want it to be over. Hang in there. I hope that you can have good health and recovery soon enough. Of course she knows. I bragged about it all the time. But she'd look at me with that sullen look and bring the box. Oh. The box? Adora, how about a snack? We have cheesecake. Cheesecake. Dad, don't change the subject. Dang, I would have changed. I would have been the one to be led astray from the subject change. A trophy I'd never seen before. Writing competition, first place. Lily Mayer. It has the same symbol as the teacup. Dang, my mom wrote stories. For those who were just tuning in, we're going through memory lane, cleaning items, and learning about Adora's mom and her dad and herself. So this is the box that Dad had mentioned. I took out a few trophies and read their plates. School writing competition winner, youth short story competition excellence award, novel contest first place, all for Lily Mayer. These accolades demonstrated how much she achieved, and they were proof of the dream Mom once had. She was talented enough to win all these awards. Why did she pursue writing as a career? And why did she stop me from chasing my dreams so badly? One after another, thoughts endlessly flowed through my brain. To you who has a dream. Wow. Our last moment. Clean the item. Things were never the same after Mom threw away my cassette tape. I couldn't pretend that nothing had happened. This animosity persisted after high school, as I left home to study music at a distant university. I told myself I wouldn't call her until I had succeeded. Back then, I believed that once I graduated university, success would easily find its way to me. However, just as Mom had warned, the world was much colder than I thought. Awards and words of praise became more and more meaningless. The further I drifted from success, the more I avoided calling Mom. I couldn't already hear what she'd say. That's what I told you to stop. I told you it'd be a waste of time. I wasn't ready to hear those words to my face. Even after I had to change my phone number, I couldn't bring myself to call her. Dang. After some time, I received an unexpected call from my aunt. My mom had passed away. Oh no! So I was right. So both her parents are gone. That's so sad. I thought I'd be able to call her anytime I wanted, but I didn't have the courage to. That would mean I'd have to admit that she was right all along. Dang. Kind of figured since our aunt asked us that our mom passed away, so I didn't expect that the father passed away, and then turns out the mom passed away. That was pretty sad. She even changed her number. That's why I told Vice a long time ago. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. As much as you want to say something mean to somebody, it might be the last thing you ever say to somebody. So even if you want to say something mean, it's better to go back and apologize. You just never know. It is kind of a bummer. She didn't want to hear I told you so. But it also kind of sucked because on the mom's part, she should have opened up about it. Like, you know what, I had this dream of writing and it didn't go the way I wanted. All of these things. And that would have been good. It's the missing pieces sometimes. Advent. Oh, thank you, Thunder. I will indeed drink. Alright, Mom. There's old cookie maker. Had many different heads to make different shaped cookies, and things you had to squeeze a dough through. It was tough, but oh my goodness, the cookies that came out that thing were beautiful, and you can't find them anywhere anymore. Aw, man. I feel like a lot of great things just kind of disappear. I mean, sometimes there are people that remember, like, those kind of nostalgic feelings, and they do bring them back in some way or another. That's pretty cool. Having different shaped cookies on the like on demand. I love that. What a nice also memory too. Just getting to make fun shaped cookies. Lying is probably the worst thing you do. Even a kind lie or lie of omission is still a lie. No good ever comes from them. Yeah. It kind of sucks. Even our dad could have opened up about it of like, actually this is your mom's trophy, but don't tell her I told you or something. I mean, it's still not good, but also, I don't know. They had a whole many years to tell the daughter about it. Oh. I mean, it does suck, but it's the lessons you learn that you can tell other people that she'll carry on to her own kids of like, you know what? I'll make sure not to hide this from you. I'll make sure you can understand. I feel like if the mom did share like her concerns and stuff, then she probably would have been able to understand. When she was like trying really, really hard to understand her mom. Because without any context, it just makes it sound like, oh, you're pursuing something dumb and a waste of time. Well, I mean, I guess she did kind of say it's a waste of time. Also, our character picking up a part-time job should have been like the flag for her mom to be like, oh wow, I haven't been around enough to tell, like, oh wow, you've gotten a part-time job? When did that happen? I've literally been here the whole time and I didn't even realize you had a part-time job. Whoa, now we're super zoomed in. Yeah, it's... done is done. But... you can still learn. Better things can come out of it. I mean, I bet by the end of this game, instead of having this hatred for her mom, animosity for her mom, she'll have understood her. Maybe she'll get to ask her aunt about it at the end of the game. Like, hey, what's this whole thing about the writing competition and all this stuff? I want to know. It's also hard for the mom. Like, she lost her dream of writing, and then she lost her husband. And even though through her own consequences, she also lost her daughter by her own hands, which probably hurt the most. All the things she cared about were all gone. Which makes it even sadder. You cannot change the past, only move forward and apply the lessons learned to the future. Through the grace of God, good can come even from tragedy. Amen to that, Astro. Exactly. Mom lost a lot too, which she unfortunately let her control her. Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I think it's one of those things where that's the time she should have brought her daughter closer. Like, okay, she lost her dream. She still had, like, her husband, but then she lost her husband, and that should have been the time she brings her child even close. That's all she's got left. Sure does make it sad, doesn't it? It does. I was like, Saturday. Does make it sad. I mean, games like this give us some good food for thought too. Like, if we feel animosity for people and stuff like that. Maybe to give us something to think about. We're missing 7% of cleaning? That's okay, Mama Hades. Speak or type. We'll get it. Do I open this? Do I close this? Can I go the opposite? I don't know how to work a typewriter. Oh, we're typing now. What? Chat, I've learned how to use a typewriter. I was like, wow, we're missing like a super big giant portion. How? We've done it. Say, I mainly type on my phone. And sometimes misspell words or take too long to reply. That's okay. Are you leaving? If I don't go now, I'll be late for my flight. You have a lot of luggage. I'll drive you to the airport. It's fine. I know you're busy. I'll be going now. Adora. Mom could also stop this there. Kind of think about it, that was the last conversation we ever had. I left without looking back, determined to return only when I succeeded. I wanted to prove Mom wrong. But that door I shut so firmly never opened again. I opened the small drawer at the bottom of the typewriter. Inside were sheets of paper and the attic key. Most of the paper were stories that Mom had written. The rest seemed to be contracts. Among the papers were a few letters that began with a salutation of Dear Miss Lily Mayer. I picked up a letter that was filled with writing. Dear Mrs. Lily Mayer, it's been some time since I last penned a letter to you. I recall in your previous letters that you have been a fan of mine for some time now. I want to let you know that I've read the story you sent this time as well. Please understand that I say this for your sake. I read your works for a long time now, and they lack any aspect of exceptionality. Certainly, you can make a livelihood out of your living, but I doubt that standard alone would be satisfactory to you. I understand your desire to be a writer. However, discretion is sometimes better part of valor. I believe that your time would be better spent in another field of work. I truly apologize for conveying these words too late. Sincerely, Louis. I can't believe this man destroyed our mom's dreams. I don't know who this man is. But you were mean. That's so sad. A writer that her mom looked up to. He's not the end-all be-all. Some people don't mesh with other people's writings. Doesn't mean that you can never do writing. Thank the Lord did not affect my mind. Thank the Lord indeed, Mama Hades. You know, despite things that happened to us physically, I'm glad that you're still intact. Louis was the name of Mom's favorite writer. The writer she admired. The one who might even has inspired her to pursue writing. I couldn't begin to imagine how I'd feel if someone I respected told me to give up. I imagine Mom opening a letter, hoping it could find praise or encouragement, but the further she read, the greater the despair on her face. Man, Lewis, you stole my mom's dreams! Before they even started. If a composer I had admired had said the same to me, I wouldn't have been able to take it either. That's so sad. Maybe Mom could have been a great writer. Nyan Fluff, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome, welcome. We're just cleaning some items, having some feels. Having a slice of life. That does kind of suck. I remember I had saw something kind of similar with my English teacher. Literally no one in that class could ever get an A. She was actually vengefully taking it out on students. We'd all write stories, and nobody got an A. And this one girl that I thought told really great story, or that had great story writing, also didn't get an A. Yeah, I remember people talking about, like, oh, she takes her anger out on students because, you know, she submits her writing and works to journals and they never publish her. It's like, dang. I mean, you shouldn't do that to your students, that's for sure. Don't be in a teaching profession if you can't professionally handle rejection. But also, go to apply to different journals, or maybe just post it online and see if people like it or not, you know? Nothing wrong with the relaxed stream. Yeah, man. And Dana, thank you for lovely work. Thank you for good work. That's just sad more than anything. Yeah. That's no good. Nothing else self-publish and sell out of your car? I mean, sometimes that's how it goes. I remember, what was it? Van Gogh? A lot of people were like, Van Gogh, you're not going to be big. You're not going to be nothing. And then now he has a whole exhibit for his works. And people desperately try to, like, own his works or find his works and all these things. That's why the nice thing about our own worth and stuff is going to God about it. God's never going to be like, you suck. Only in the world and people would be like, you suck. We can't just take people's words to heart. If it's like a trusted person we know that knows us really well, then we can take their feedback, you know, well, and, you know, the feedback they give us is only trying to help us improve. Like when I used to be a program manager, I would preface, you know, we had to have like feedback time of like, hey guys, well, I wouldn't say hey guys, but I'd be like, hey, so, you know, I know that feedback has like negative connotation, but I just want you to know that whatever I'm saying, you know, I preface with like, you've done all this great work in your role. I had one worker who he had some life circumstances, so he's falling behind, you know, and I acknowledged that. I was like, good on him for trying to keep up, even though he was going through life circumstances. And then I preface with like, the critique I'm gonna give you isn't actually like bad feedback or negative feedback on you. It's just stuff that I think you could keep improving on and all this stuff. It's a lot different when you have someone trusted, you know, give you advice. But if you just have some like random writer that you admire and they'd like, nah, you should give up writing. It's like, whoa. You never know. Maybe her mom's writing was so good he felt intimidated. He was like, nah, I can't have her on the market. I gotta stop her dreams now. Maybe she'll be an even better writer than me. You never know. She didn't know this person. Maybe she liked his works, but maybe he was an awful being. You never know. My son, he loves to write, and if he had a favorite writer that said that to him, it would break his heart. But I know my son, and I know he would not quit. He would not give up, and he would show the world how wrong he was. Yeah, exactly. God did say we were wonderfully made. Exactly. No mistake about that. Just takes the right chance to platform. It's just difficult to see the opportunity in a moment. Yeah, especially in, it's like, even if, even though during that time, like, she could have been writing while our dad, like, worked as an accountant. It sounded like he had a good job. You know? Oh, I gotta move these buttons. Gotta clean, 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 clean. We never know the full story, do we? Yeah. Also, people's motives, too. Alright, we're gonna take a moment to pause here because I need to use the restroom. But I'll be right back. So we'll be back in like 5. So if anyone else needs to use the bathroom, or grab some water, or stretch, or do something, feel free. We'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Thank you for patiently waiting. Made sure to do some other things. I also sent the Cuddy News on an adventure. I realized I never sent you on my self-care app on your adventure. And I sent you on an adventure. Thank you. Back to cleaning we go. And also, thank you, Nyan Fluff. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to Land of Hope. I will enjoy your stay, where we grow and do life together. And also, that's a pretty good video, Rabbit. It's something that we've talked about on stream a long time ago, too. It's like, denominations feels like the Christian taboo, which is kind of wild. But honestly, in the end, is like Mama Haiti says, if you put your trust in Jesus Christ, it doesn't really matter what denomination you're in. God's never gonna be like, well, you were in the wrong church, so I'm not letting you into the heaven's gates. That doesn't sound like God. Thank you. Good to be back. I wonder how far we are to finishing the game. It's not a very long game. I feel like we're almost there to the resolve. That's true. Exactly. You gotta express that love properly. I feel like a lot of people forget the love part. Mean and angry words will never turn the heart to repentance. And that's the truth. But love and kindness with light will help people come to repentance. Oh, we gotta like... No? This way. This way. Yeah. Speed run. Okay. Here. Oh, that didn't really clean very well. Speed run. So close. Zoom enhance. I wonder what this phone will tell us. Oh, probably that she couldn't call her mom. Speedrun. This one's a little tricky. Also goes to show how much dust can get into a phone. Or I get into items, rather. The tiniest bit of grime here. Time for the air gun. Worked pretty well last time. Yeah, we gotta like zoom. Flip this over. Oh, the buttons. Air blower. I almost said air fryer. Air fryer, go! Quick time event. Probably this button? Oh, this button? No, not necessarily. Eh. I guess we'll check. I don't think it's supposed to unscrew, but we'll definitely check. Nah, it just does a little flipperoo. Nothing. This opens. Probably just these buttons. The 28%. Now we're super zoomed in. Oops, wrong button. Okay, and then this button. Oh, there's a little bit right here. Gotta wear like my glasses that zoom in everything. I mean, we could just wrap it up, but that is crazy. I can't believe there's tiny dust right here. Maybe. Oh, you're right. Maybe we push this one up and then the white one stays down? Or is it the... Oh, see? The tiniest. Tiniest. Oh, maybe it's not the red one. Maybe it's the white one. So we push this one back up and then we push the red one down. Yeah! Good thinking, Thunder. What incarnations? Ah, he's smart. Big brain. It's a little bit of that button too. Ah. We did it! Unlocked if I had called first. Dang. Call recorded on February 19th. I'll be admitted to the hospital soon. Could you help me tidy up the house? Please. I don't have anyone else I can ask to do this. Oh, it's the aunt. Lily, don't say that. I still have the spare key, so I'll go by when I have time. Thank you. Before you come, I'll put away things like the trophies. It's strange, isn't it? Back then I was so desperate to forget everything. But when I was cleaning the house and saw my typewriter and all those trophies, I remember the days when I wrote so happily. Why do we only realize how precious something is after we lose it? Writing and Adora. Lily, have you called Adora? I tried calling her 2 days ago, but she didn't answer. Maybe she changed her number. I left a voicemail, but I'm not sure if she heard it. If I were brave enough to call her sooner, would we still be in touch right now? Back then I thought the best thing to do was to give her time. Dang. Until there's no more time. The call was between my mom and aunt. From her voice and coughing, I could hear how difficult it was for Mom to talk. After I left home, my pride and drive to prove myself held me back from contacting her. All this time, I never once thought about how my mom must have felt. I didn't think about what she would regret what she had done, nor did I know that she had called me. If I had just called her when I changed my number. Chapter 4. The hopeful epilogue, probably. A letter from the past. Man, it's so sad. As I looked at the old attic key that I found in Mom's typewriter, it reminded me of the excuse that brought me back home. Finding my aunt's necklace. Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Maybe she knew everything and sent me here on purpose. I held the rusted key in my hand, and it felt cold and hard, but somehow also warm. As I cleaned the key, as I cleaned the key, Mom and Auntie's conversation continued. Flashback time. Never mind. Oh, yes. I felt like I was looking at myself when Adora said that someone had called her talented. She was just like my young, naive self. It was too painful to see her walking with those bright eyes full of hope. At that moment, I wasn't looking at Adora, but rather the child I used to be. Dang. Mom saw that we had hope, and then she snuffed it out. Well, I guess we didn't actually give up our pursuit of our dream. We just got really angry about it. We got really prideful about it. We just wanted to prove her wrong. In the end, it was never about who was right or wrong, but the amends we could have made. I know, really a fancy key. It looked pretty dingy, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow. It's like when God finds us and we look really dingy and dirty. And then he cleans us in his righteousness. We could be all fancy. I don't know if this will be the last thing we clean. I feel like that we'll probably clean the necklace too. Couldn't get some rest, falling asleep when I got work in the morning. Oh yeah, so true, me too. Whoopsie daisy. Have a good night, Mike. Thanks for hanging out today. I hope you have a good rest. God bless you. Take care out there. Jesus is the key to all. Amen to that, Rabbit. That's so true. I feel like this game is like showing like it's hard to love people who hurt you. We hurt God all the time and he still loves us. It's pretty powerful. A letter from the past. The attic key that I find inside the typewriter. What will I find in the attic? I'm pretty sure we found the key in a drawer. The recording ended with a violent cough from Mom. I was left stunned, my heart painfully heavy. After some time, I collected myself and headed to the attic with key in tow. The attic has always been Mom's private space. When I snuck in as a child, it looked more like a storage room than somewhere fun, so I often wondered why Mom liked using it. As if to answer that question from my childhood, I found an old desk and chair in one corner of the room. On the desk laid a necklace and a dusty journal with an all too familiar name. If I never came back to this house and cleaned it, if I had left those memories undisturbed beneath dust, I would never learned about Mom's true feelings. I had a feeling that this diary had been waiting here all this time, just for me, and I carefully brushed away the thick dust and opened it. Oh, she wrote it when she was older. That day, when Adora handed me her tape with such excitement on her face, I could see the hope in her eyes. That innocent face, certain she could realize her dream. I knew that face well. I was afraid that she would curse her wasted years and regret everything. I need to stop this now. For her sake, I chose to be harsh. I believed that her hating me was the lesser of two evils. When I started to tidy up Adora's belongings, I was able to see the remnants of her dreams in my hands. Through them, I could feel her sorrow and joys. That was when I looked back on my past. My younger self, who I had thought naive and foolish, was shining as brilliantly as those traces of Adora. I wanted to tell her my true feelings, but I can't reach her anymore. All I can do is wait. I hope you return one day. So I can tell you this. Adora, it was thanks to you that I was able to face myself again. Even though I was ashamed of my past, I was happy to see a part of myself in you. I had hurt you so gravely, yet you brought me comfort. I should have said this to you sooner. No matter what path you chose to walk, no matter how you live your life, I will always love and support you. Mom's diary ended there. After closing it, I noticed a letter laying on the corner of my desk. There was also something I thought I'd never see again. Oh my gosh, she actually didn't throw away the tape. Dang, I was gonna say that earlier. I was like, dang, even if she threw it out, like, I don't know, you just go back. I know, it's really sad. Mom's diary ended there. Oh, there was also something I thought I'd never see again. The cassette tape that I recorded my first song on. I put the tape into the cassette player and opened the envelope. The letter inside contained lyrics which seemed to accompany my song. I slowly recited Mom's lyrics. My novice melody and her poetic verses complemented each other well, as if they'd always been together from the very start. The MC is probably like 20. Let's see, if you go into college at like 18 to 19, you plus 4 years. Probably 23 to 24. Because she was like, I'm going to finish college and I'm going to prove my mom wrong and I'm going to go back, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this game is the emotional punch. What would you do to see those lost birds once again? Looking above, your eyes danced with the dawning sky. Gleaming with hope, they were clear as crystal. Was it me who dusted everything? Bright in my dream, you're sinking to the moon and stars, even lighting up the room behind you. Dang. Ah. What a good game. Who's cutting onions? I think because Mama Hides, I mean, you're still alive and thriving, and so's your daughter. Instead of it being too late, I hope that your daughter doesn't have to get to a point where she realizes she was too late. I hope that it could be, there could be a make amends before then. Thinking about it, it's like her mom did the same thing to her of like, oh, telling her to give up. And that's harder. Getting from it some random book person versus like your own mom telling you to give up. I'm glad the mother got to see her mother. Oh, daughter got to see her mother change, but I'm also sad the mother never got to see her daughter make the connection. I know, that's so sad. If she just opened up about it, you know? And it's also, like, hard. Like, she lost her dad and the mom lost her husband. She threw herself into work, but it's like... But then it makes the daughter feel like she lost both parents. And she needs support, too. Oh, I can still click on these things? What? Hurt people will hurt people. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. Hope. It never specified how the father passed away. Probably by an accident or something. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe illness? Take a picture. Oh wait, you can take a picture. Take a picture of chat! I feel like we got that photo, you guys. That's so sweet. It's so sad. Rabbit, I blinked. Letters from the past. Complete story. Truly, who's cutting onions? Why are they cutting them in front of my cleaning objects? What happened to the mom? Well, she got gravely sick. She starts coughing pretty bad. So I imagine she got sick with something and then passed away. I misread something and I thought she fell. I was like, oh my gosh. But no, I guess she just got really sick. And good on the aunt to send her our way. Or send us back to the house. Mean. I hope that you can make amends, Mama Hades. There's always still hope. There is always still hope. Man, that was sad. It's like when we played that one game where I was like, oh, this game will like take an hour, and it took like 5. We stayed up to like 3 to 4 a.m. because it was like, why is this taking forever? Where this man leaves his family because he just wants to be on the sea, and by the time he comes back, his family is gone. And of course, the mom can't pay for the luxurious house that he picked out. And it's like, well, why did he choose to settle down if he wasn't ready to give up the sea, you know? All of these things. So by the time he comes back, his family's gone. Nobody knows where they went, and he spends his whole life alone. Until he gets a letter that his ex-wife is passing away from his daughter. And then we make that journey to go see her. And we catch her at the very end. And then we're able to make amends with their daughter, which is nice, because it was like probably like plus 20 something years. He kind of like left them behind. And they could have been very easily of like, I don't want anything to do with you. You left my mom behind. You left us behind to go to the sea. But she makes amends. And then he gets to see his own like granddaughter and stuff. And then they like round the boat in the seas. But it was really sad. And this was also really sad. I forgot what was the name of that. It was like the old man. Let me see. I can pull up my Steam. Something about old man. It was called Old Man's Journey. That was so good. We played 5 hours. When I googled it, it said it would take 2 at max. It took us 5. But it was okay. It was good. Good puzzle game. This was also really sad. This goes to shows because sometimes people don't know how to handle things, and so they handle it in the way they think is best. And like the mom realized, like, why did I shut down your dreams? Why did I try to steal that hope from you, you know? Why did I think that was the right decision? Until she like realizes her daughter's gone. It's like, actually that was the wrong decision. So sad. But it was a good game. I think that is good. Even though her mom's gone, this is pretty sad. What a way to find out about your parent passing away. She got to repair what was broken between her and her mom, even after the fact. Yeah, dang, those onion cutting ninjas. They don't throw like shurikens, they just throw like onions. Cut onions. Our fears can lead us to rather silly and sometimes horrible things to the ones we love, which is why we have to remember not to live by fear. So true. Fear really does make us choose the wrong options. Hi Farcon, welcome in. Hope you're doing well today. Me cry. I mean, games like this are really beautiful. It is really sad, but like gives us perspective in our lives of like the people that maybe we're fighting with. Is it really worth it in the end? You're doing good? How's everyone tonight? Everyone else, we're just like in our feels, that's for sure. Who's cutting these onions? I mean, we're still doing good though. Still good. I think it was a beautiful story though. And I'm glad that she got to rewrite the notion she had over her mom and get to learn where her mom was coming from. She finally got to understand what she was trying to understand all along. And that's awesome. Now she's got things from her father's past and things of her mom's past to hold on to and to cherish and to take with her into the future. And that's pretty cool. And with that kitty news, this will end stream. We'll figure out who to go right over to. Oh, Kitty Owl's doing Monster Hunter. Oh my goodness. Oh, is there against Toulouse? Wow. Let's go visit Kitty Owl. Kitty Owl's usually in chat. But now I'm gonna go ooga booga booga. Nah, I'm just kidding. Oh, I was about to put Raid in her own channel. That would have been really awkward. My bad. That's funny. Alright, Canadians, well, thanks for hanging out with me today. That was a lot of fun. That was big sad. But we learned so much today. Now we can all we all have a good cry. And this will remind us we shouldn't let pride and fear get in the way of our relationships. Because at the end of the day, was it really worth it to use certain words? Is it really worth it to win or prove yourself right? Because you never know. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. So even if the heat of the moment, it's good to step back and apologize or be like, you know what? Or be pretty straightforward of like, hey, you know what, that hurt me, and I'm gonna let you know, because I don't want myself to grow in resentment against you, stuff like that. Taking some boldness. Hi Ray, welcome in. You missed it. We had Big Sad. I'm glad you could come in though. We just finished our game. It was really good though. Thank God that there's always hope. And now we're gonna go right over. Hi, Alistair. Has he told you today? Has who told me today? That God loves me. God loves you. What? Who has told me what? Yeah, Jesus loves you. Jesus loves us all. Thank God. No, today was really good. Something about before we leave, I talked about it a little bit on stream, that I'm starting a series on YouTube called Rebuilding Your Temple, and the end of the video died. So I had to go back and add the little end tidbit, because it's an introduction of the overview of what we'll talk about. But there's gonna be a part of me that, or not a part of me, a part at the end of this overview of what's to come about repairing our bodies and our health and all of these things, is that I'm not gonna make videos of make breakfast with me or stuff like that, or walking you through my day. I mean, besides accidentally doxing myself or something, at least for me with ADHD and stuff, it's really hard to watch those types of videos, because I feel those are the recipes, kind of our pastor, the pastor was saying in their Bible study. He's not going to tell you the things that the Holy Spirit tells him are his fences of conviction. He's not going to, because if he says that, then you're going to go home and be like, oh, I got to do those things too. So I'm kind of avoiding those types of videos. I mean, one, I feel they probably would be too much for me to do a little bit, but at the same time, I don't want those to be what you need to do. I'm going to go over what's worked for me, and then kind of sitting down and talking through the process. That way you can kind of figure out how you want to do things in your own life without the influence of me doing something at this time or all that stuff. Kind of these videos. I kind of thought about it yesterday, the 6:30 routine, and how they make food and what they eat and what they do. And I'm a part of me will want, there's an influence of oh, I should have my day be like that too, and all of that stuff. And I just didn't want to do videos like that and then have you guys feel that you have to do what I do, I wanted to explain it and then like show you some examples that I do and is tell you like how it works for me, and then that'll be good. I might like film like me coloring like a page or something, but like I won't tell you how you should do your day. I'll give us all the skeleton to work with, and then from there you build out how your day will actually work and how that will work best for you, and kind of giving you some new perspective and ideas. I just want to throw that tidbit out there because I was just watching those type of videos yesterday, and they make you feel like that sense of like I need to be doing that. And especially like Christian type videos too, of like this is what my day looks like in my own journey, and then you feel like, well, I'm not doing that, so you kind of feel a little bad or feel like that comparison game. But truly all of our walks are so distinct, and our relationships with God are all very distinct. You shouldn't feel like I need to be doing X, Y, and Z that someone else is doing. No. You're doing just fine and just great where you are right now and what you're doing in your own walk, in your own life. And then we can share ideas and stuff like that to help improve our health and let the Lord work in our temples to get into better health, better shape, better mental, all kinds of stuff, you know. It took 28 years for the temple to be built. Who's to say that the Lord can't help us rebuild our temples, you know? Actually, in this game, thank you, Belinda. I'm so glad, Mama Hades. I found this game, and originally I was going to put it on a different day. I think it was supposed to be like a different day game, but the Lord is good, and He sets things up in its timely manner. And I think maybe other people out there need to hear this too. And hopefully, you know, we'll keep your daughter in prayer, and I hope that she can receive Jesus, and I hope that she can understand where you were coming from, and that you guys can make amends, because it is hard, you know? It is hard. Even for me, I mean, we tried our best to make amends with our dad, and we cut him off, but we still pray for him. But my mom, even though there's some really hard times and stuff, you know, I still keep a connection with her, you know, because I never know what tomorrow may come or what tomorrow may bring. And even if I'm upset or overwhelmed by anything she does, you know, I still try to end it in a way where it's good conversation that, you know, I never want that feeling of like the last thing I said to someone is something I want to take back. You see that all the time, movies and shows and whatnot. So like I'm trying to make sure that, you know, if I ever get too ahead of myself, I want to make sure in boldness, I fix what I've accidentally started to break, you know? And then this is good for us to take home today. Anyhow, let's go right over to Kitty Owl. I think this story was really good, really fruitful. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me today. Thank you Lorkers for good lork. I know we're all just crying in the club today, but that just reminds us that we're human and that we do life together. And life can be hard, but there is always hope in the end. Just like for the girl that we got to play as. And it's one of those things where, you know, in our lifetimes, especially the people in our families or the people that are other believers, if we can't make amends now, you know, we'll always make amends out loud. And then we can always, I don't know, laugh about it when we're in heaven, you know? I'm glad too, Thunder. That was really fruitful. That was a good slice of life. You know? No, that's pretty good. I posted my schedule on Twitter and Discord. Oh, actually, JK, I didn't put it on Discord yet. I will do that after stream. Woohoo! Oopsie. Next stream is Thursday. Oh, Thursdays. We're gonna slay the princess. I've never played that game before. I haven't seen any spoilers. Everyone, I remember we had that on the schedule a while back. And everyone was like, "Whoa!" Then I had some circumstances come up, so we never got to play it. So we're gonna play it then. And then Sunday, we're going to play another wholesome game, kind of like this, but a little bit longer. I truly believe that Lord has a special place in his heart for you, Melinda. I really do believe that. Thank you, Mama Hades. God was so good. God became my dad, and he has prepared me for this day. Isn't that awesome? He loves us all so deeply. I hope you all take care. We're about to raid over. But you guys, have a good one. Remember, hope is on your side, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.